giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm hyped with it.
News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. I don't even care that I'm late. I don't care. I woke up 9-4 today. How y'all feeling? Good morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live, presented by Texas Family Fitness. I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Let me tell you something. If y'all thought I was going to come on here upset, if y'all thought I was going to come on mad that the Cowboys beat down the Washington football people, you're wrong. You're wrong. Here we go. We're going to talk about it all, right? We're going to talk about that capital punishment that went down in D.C. Cowboys moved to 9-4. It wasn't all pretty, okay? I get it, and we'll get to that part for sure. But the defense dominated, and I definitely want to lead with that. And also some injury news in the roundup. And a little bit of some bully ball, right? Some bully ball after the play from Lyle Collins. We'll talk about that as well. But do not let a small portion of the fan base deter you from the fact that they wanted Dallas. They were screaming, "We want Dallas," and we went in there and beat them down. And if you are a Cowboy fan in that area or a Cowboy fan that lives around these Washington football people fans or rival fans in general, I had to put myself around that to kind of, when you do this, you get so focused on certain small specific things that your fandom can escape you for a little bit. I had to surround myself around my peoples back in the way because they don't give a damn about what we care about. They don't care about what we care about. All they care about is, did we beat you? If Washington beat the Cowboys, I would have had to hear it from so many people, but it didn't happen. So I was able to, gloat. And I don't care if they have I don't care. No one cares about backups. No one cares when Dallas plays with them. So I don't care if you got to play with them. So I was able to gloat. I was able to talk trash. I was able to do all that good stuff. And it reminded me that, folks, this is a rivalry game. The "we want Dallas" thing, right? They're on a 4-game win streak, and we're not going to be prepared. They're a tough, gritty team. I'm not hearing none of that stuff. Dallas went in there and handled business as they should. Now, it's like having a sibling, right? When your sibling, y'all can fight amongst each other, and we'll do that. We'll fuss and we'll talk about what's going on, what's wrong with the Dallas Cowboys in that sense, right? But if someone else is coming for your squad, I expect you to ride for your squad. I'm not seeing that out here in these streets. I'm really not. And it's a little bit disturbing, right? Like, me and my bro used to fight all the time. If you ain't here, bro, you already know. We used to brother fighting. It is what it is. We could literally be fighting each other. Physical hand fighting each other. If somebody outside of our circle came in and tried to get in that fight, it flipped in a minute. It flipped in a second. I don't see that type of camaraderie out here, Cowboys Nation. So I'm a little worried about that. I'm a little worried about that, man. Jeremy said, "Gang, gang." That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Just ride for each other, and we'll figure this thing out. There will be no family meeting today, though. I'm gonna tell you that right now. We'll talk about what the issues are with Cowboys offense and the quarterback, but there will be no family meeting today. Today, there will be finally a goddamn going cookout, man. And I gotta hit that button. It's not Feel Good Friday, but it feels good to finally get a victory cookout back. It's been since, Atlanta, y'all? I'm trying to think. Since Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I know the Cowboys won last week, but that was more of a family meeting. So we're going to have a victory cookout from yesterday because if anything, the defensive side of the ball deserves that, right? They deserve that. All right, man. Let's get TC95 said defensive cookout. Exactly. That's pretty much what it's going to be. Let's get some shout outs real quick, man. Nisi, TC915, Doug Smith, a.k.a. O'Head, Miss Sheila. Fresh Fade said he didn't get the notification. There's something going on with YouTube, and I can't put my finger on it. I mean, there's something behind scenes that's happening, but I don't know, man. I don't know why they're not giving out the notifications, and my apologies for that, man. Flo in the building, Mark Canella, Russell Branham, Felipe, over all the way from France, Ted Prickett, Charlene, Jeremy, Just Blaze, Gene Jones, Jay Trilla, Iceberg Q, what's up? Tamara DeBar. Look. I started at 9:40 Eastern, right? 9 and 4. She said I fools with it. Okay, I like it. Jacob Mack, Sir King Bishop, Kevin, Trey Manning, what's up, bro? Mike Harris, Frankie Franchise, William Anthony, Sean, Kevin, Tony, Stevie Mack, the My God. Show me your TDs. Been a while since I've seen you. And I'm not saying that, I don't want to get censored here. I don't want to offend nobody. That is literally his YouTube name. Just saying. Steve Lupton. What's up, Russ? Jesse Falls. Kevin Z. Mark 214. Sin City Cowboy. What's up, Sin City? Chase in the building. Iceberg Q. Let me make sure we got, okay, we do got Facebook in the building. I'm not quite seeing it pop up here on the chat, so my apologies, Facebook, but shout out to you guys that are also watching on Facebook as well as Twitter. Had to get that out, Had to get that out because we're going to talk amongst each other, and if you want to call in and talk amongst each other, you can. 351-999-3787. Usually the day after the games or when we get our hot takes, or not even our hot takes, just the opinions are very strong right after. So I love to hear from you guys. You'll obviously hear from me. And then tomorrow we'll do after further review because I'll be able to get into the lab and see what's going on both offensively and defensively. I'll probably drop a drive of the game tape today, and it's not going to be offensively. For the first time this year, I think I'll do a drive of the game on the defensive side of the ball because there were so many fun drives. And I caught myself saying this yesterday. I'm not the only one. It's becoming more fun when the defense goes out on the field. And that sucks, right? I love defense, but there was a point in time where I thought the offense was the fun part of this team. It's no longer the case right now. So we'll talk about all that, y'all. A couple super chats before we get into the roundup.
Super chat.
By the way, somebody said every time they see a super chat now, I can't remember who it was on Twitter. Every time they see a super chat now at anybody's stream, this is what they hear.
Super chat.
I love it. Sin City with the $4.99 donation. Thank you, brother. You feel that we can bring the broom out for the division? Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. There was another one.
Super chat.
J-Rod2422. Appreciate you for the $2 donation. The whole O needs to sit on the kids' table. Hashtag Dak. I mean, they ain't even invited to the cookout. They in the crib. They in the crib doing chores. You'll see. You'll see when the cookout comes. You'll see. Who else? I thought we had one more. I don't want to miss you. Okay, no more super chats. All right, man. All right. The Traveling Man Talk Show when Dark sailed the. Oh, okay, you're talking about that. My bad. All right, let's get into the roundup, and then we will hit the phone lines afterwards if we got some callers. If not, we'll move on to the first word. Actually, we're going to move on to the first word after the roundup. So here we go.
Look at them, it's about that time.
It's time! It's time! It's time!
It's time. It's time.
It is time for.
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Make sure we got that round up. There we go. Morning roundup presented by Texas Family Fitness. Your solution for your fitness goals, whether it be weight loss, strengthening up, toning up sports, or stress relief. Our friends over at Texas Family Fitness have everything you need. Everything. So if you're looking to begin your fitness journey, head on over to any of the 9 locations in the DFW area and let them know that A to Z sent you, Skywalker sent you. That's important. Or visit TexasFamilyFitness.com. First up in the roundup, some injury news coming out of that game. I mean, it is concerning, I guess, right? Tyron Smith to be reevaluated today from the ankle injury that he suffered yesterday. I said this on the post-game show. It's easy to say, oh, he's injury prone. I mean, that's true. But this wasn't one of those things, right? Like Tyron Smith came back, got healed up enough to play through his injury, and he was playing at an all-pro level again, and he got rolled up on by Connor McGovern, and that took him out. Tyden Secchi came in. If you ask me how he played, I did not go back and watch that, but I'll tell you this, I didn't hear his name called. You know? So I'm not going to lie to you and act like I went back and watched the tape. If I felt like Ty must have played good enough. The offensive line and pass protection specifically, I thought was fine. I thought they did good yesterday. Do I think Tyden Secchi long term? Am I happy about that? No, absolutely not. You need Tyron Smith back in this lineup. Hopefully it's minor. Michael Gelkin said he's in good spirits. In good spirits after the game, but something to kind of monitor as we move forward. We need Tyron Smith. Coincidentally, Cowboys were playing without their 2 starting tackles yesterday at some point in the game. Lyle Collins was playing very well, by the way. I felt like I don't know why I had to defend this man yesterday. I went back and watched specifically Lyle in the first half. He was really damn good. And then he had a cramp, came out for a few plays, came back in, then got ejected. And he got ejected because he threw, I don't know what to call it, a punch, but he was protecting his quarterback. Now, the play was not a dirty play. I just think what happened was Lyle saw it from an angle, from a distance, and it looked like my man was trying to roll up on Dak. Hey, heat of the moment, you don't know really what's going on. You just saw somebody push your quarterback out of bounds. He went to try to protect his cue. I ain't mad at him at all. At all. This is what he had to say about protecting this quarterback. It wasn't really the late hit for me. I felt like he was rolling towards Dak's leg. It was uncalled for. I'm just here to protect my quarterback at all costs. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. I love it. You won't hear me. In fact, you know who else loved it? Mike McCarthy. Go back and watch. Go back and watch the play in slow motion or what have you from the broadcast view. Mike saw Big Lyle come over there, push the man away, throw a hook or whatever he did, and Mike just kind of just let it happen. He just let it happen. I love Mike. I ain't gonna hold you. It's something about Mike McCarthy that's just football to me. Just kind of, he old school, but he also a coach's player, a player coach or what have you. I like Mike. Man. He let it roll, and I love that. Guys, how many times am I going to come on here and talk about Micah? How do you outproduce the week before every single week? That's not normal for any player, any position. That just doesn't really happen. You would think at some point he would plateau, right? It's just not happening for Micah. It's really not. Since week 9, Micah Parsons, 9.5 sacks, most in the NFL. 16 quarterback hits, most in the NFL. 10 tackles for loss, most in the NFL. 3 forced fumbles, most in the NFL. On the season, 12 sacks, 75 tackles, 17 tackles for loss, 27 quarterback hits. I'm running out of words. I said this before. I keep saying this. I don't really know what else to say. Maybe just these 2 words. All pro. Or these 3 letters. MVP. Maybe not of the league, but defensive player. That is no longer a question. That is no longer, oh, well, he's in consideration. No. If they're, on the Heisman, you got your front runners, your 3 front runners or whatever. Micah Parsons is a front runner. Myles Garrett and TJ Watt. That's it. That's all. How those dudes finish the season will determine who wins Defensive Player of the Year. But that young man, whether he wins it or not, is deserving so of the award. I'm just running out of words, man. I'm running out how to describe this guy, his mental capacity of the game, his IQ. He's just a coach's dream. I put he's a cheat code because he is. And we'll talk a little bit more about Micah probably in the cookout, or maybe I'll come out of the first word talking more about Micah. But it's just so much fun to watch this guy, man. Y'all can help me out with more words. I can't find any more words for this man. He's just all world. Forget all pro. He's all world. He's the best rookie defensive player we've seen since LT. A lot of people don't want to compare him to LT. That's fine. I don't care. But he's the best defensive rookie since LT. And is it even up for discussion anymore? I don't think it is. Let's listen to Micah Parsons after the game yesterday in the first word.
Yeah, I mean, now when we go when you see all five of us down, they're going 5-0. I mean, everybody got opportunity to win their one-on-one. I mean, I think you guys saw the significance they made when they came back. I mean, Randy and D-Law both came in with a sack and Randy with the pick. So, I mean, just having them back and them getting back in the swing of things, getting ready for this big run we're trying to do, is just only going to go up from here.
It seems like so many of your sacks, big plays, come in big moments, third down, fourth down. Is there anything you can pinpoint to that, or?
Yeah, first and second down, I think those times where you might get a mix of run and pass, but third and fourth down is when you hunt. And I think those is the money downs that go. The opportunity where they might hold the ball a little bit longer and you get to that quarterback. So those you should look forward to third and fourth down.
Did you see another running back in pass protection after your second sack?
No, I didn't. I mean, I love that anytime, any day of the week. 365 a year, baby.
He asked that man. Did you see a running back again once they put you on a? No, I didn't. But I welcome it. The dude is unblockable. He's unblockable. And here's the thing. I said this in our Twitter space yesterday after the game. I was kind of chilling at the crib watching the game. I kind of love those Twitter spaces because you could just kick back, chill. I ain't got to set nothing up. I could just kind of just talk. I said this yesterday in the Twitter space. With all these guys back, DeMarcus Lawrence, Randy Gregory, Neville Gallimore, these guys, it allows Micah Parsons to be the best Micah Parsons. There was this argument all year, debate. I don't want to call it an argument. Should he play defense end full time? Should he play linebacker full? I always believe he's best at LB because he's your best linebacker and he's your best pass rusher. But you can pass rush him from the linebacker position. And I think you saw that on both of his sacks, why it's important to keep him at LB. He was phenomenal against the run game again, as he usually is. But when you blitz him and you rush him, he's going up against guards or centers, ladies and gentlemen, or a running back. The real mismatch is Micah against those guys, if we're keeping it a beam. He's a beast off the edge. There's no doubt about it. A beast. Tackles are supposed to be more equipped to deal with an edge rusher. Guards are not equipped to deal with a Micah Parsons type of rusher. They play in a phone booth, meaning they don't have to do a lot of moving. I got my guy Tim in the building. You played the D-line, Tim. They play in a phone booth. Micah Parsons is so agile and so twitchy and so quick, he can literally run circles in that phone booth. So imagine a big guy trying to get his hands on you or trying to figure you out where he doesn't have much space to operate. And Micah can A, bull rush you, B, run around you, or C, pull a Houdini move. Now you see me, now you don't. He is literally unblockable from that position. And if you go back and look at his sack fumble, take a look at DeMarcus Lawrence. If Micah didn't get there, DeMarcus Lawrence would have got there. And that's why I think this front seven is special, because you got all these guys back and there's just no way, no how you can double team everybody. There was a stat, I think it was John Machota. I want to give him credit for this. He dropped the defensive snap count stat yesterday. Cowboys defensive line, 68 snaps yesterday. Micah Parsons played 54. DeMarcus Lawrence, 47. Randy Gregory and Neville Gallimore played more than I thought they would, but I had a feeling this would turn into what happened last week with DeMarcus Lawrence. They came into the game. We're going to give them a few snaps or whatever and see what happens. They play so well, you can't take them off the field. They both played 30 and 31 snaps. In total, from those guys, you got 5 sacks, 7 quarterback hits, 4 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, and an interception. Ladies and gentlemen, that is sustainable. That can travel. You can try to throw, what do they say, a wet paper towel over us or whatever, right? You can try to throw a wet blanket over us or whatever and say it's against this person and that person. Fine, whatever. that travels. There's not a lot of offensive lines that can deal with that down in, down out. And Neville Gallimore is on a mission, but we'll get into him on the cookout, man. We'll get into him on the cookout. I just love what I saw from Micah in this defense. And we'll get into the rest of the game, but I definitely wanted to start off with this defense really showing their asses. They really are. Once again, though, Week 17 is a real test for me, but you want to get that rhythm that we're not seeing on the other side of the ball, but you want to get that rhythm. All right, let's get my guy Mel in the building. What's up, Mel? You got the first.
Happy Victory Monday.
You got the first word, bro.
Happy Victory Monday. I know it don't feel like it, but happy Victory Monday, baby. Hey, great game yesterday, man. That defense, we've been waiting. Christmas came early.
Yeah.
We've been waiting to see what does this look like with Micah, Randy, and D-Law. What is this really going to look like? If this is what it looks like, the league is in trouble, bro. The league is in trouble.
And I'm not trying to exaggerate. I just truly believe this is a championship front seven. Like, sometimes I got to remind myself that yes, certain parts of this team are not looking great. But I've seen teams win a Super Bowl with this kind of front seven, man. And I'm trying to relax a little bit because we got to see it against better competition. But this is the type of front that travels, bro. It is.
Chicago was all over Aaron Rodgers yesterday. Now, they didn't sustain that,
Man,
but
A-Rod's
I think we don't.
A-Rod's a
He
problem.
different, but yeah. But if this defense, what we doing right now with that front seven, hey, LVE yesterday.
Right.
LVE played damn good yesterday, bro. LVE played damn good yesterday. So I'm really excited about that defense, man. Really excited. So we gonna everybody in the chat, make sure y'all smash the like button. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Then right after that, you can smash the panic button on offense. Right after you smash the like button, you can smash the panic button on offense. Because it is time to start panicking.
I'm close to panic is real strong. I'm concerned though.
It's been about 2 months, man. It's been about 2 months since we really seen our boy cook.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm concerned when you're done. I got you.
Okay, but we'll get to that. But defensively, man, if Randy, it's not even, to me, it's not an if, because what O-line is going, like you just said, what O-line is going to contend with this for an entire game? Like, it's too much. And then on the back end, the way Curse and Diggs, AB. But he wasn't bad yesterday. He wasn't bad. He wasn't bad.
We got to stop having to protect our beliefs of it with AB this year. AB's fine. You know, there's no need to.
Yeah, he wasn't bad. AB was straight. So, and I like Malik Hooker, what he gave us yesterday, man. I like that he smacked old boy. And he was coming up and filling on the run. So AB was good, man. We shut down that run game. This was one of the top run teams in the league. We shut down that run. They got a couple of plays late. The one deep ball, that was just a hell of a play, man. That was a hell of a play.
First, hold on, real quick, Mel. And then, you know what pissed me off about that play? It was a hell of a play, by the way. Sims made an unbelievable Moss-type catch. Usually, Trayvon Diggs doesn't get beat on balls like that. And when I say beat, I mean in the air. He was not beat by the route. I mean, Trayvon was right there with him.
He
wouldn't be. It was in the air. I was surprised at. However, if you go back and look at that, Micah Parsons was not only held, but he had a hands to the face.
He's held on every place, guy.
I know, bro, but directly in front
of. He's held on every place, guy.
But you got to throw the flag. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude had his hands in his face mask. He was held. And the only reason why he escaped is because he was held, and he had his hands to the face. Had he not been held, Micah would have had another sack. That play's not happening. It should have been negated. I digress. That kind of ticked me off.
He's held on the sacks. He's held on the sacks. Like, dude, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like you said, they can't block him. You got to hold him. You got to hold him. The only time you're going to win is when he gets a little fatigued. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only time you're going to win.
And
That's the only time you're going to win.
And here's the problem now, bro. If he's fatigued, DQ doesn't have to always keep him out. They can give him a 2-play blow if it's a pass rush opportunity because you got D-Law and you got Randy Gregory back. So you're not losing pass rush juice. You still have that threat of the rush. So it's a beautiful sight to see.
Beautiful sight. I'm gonna say, I know everybody gonna call and talk about number 4. I'm gonna just say real quick.
He deserves it.
The thing right now that I don't even recognize this guy. Like the dude that I know, man, is fearless. The dude that I know is he got big kahunas. This dude I'm watching, I don't even recognize him. Like, he looked timid. He looks.
There's a blueprint.
He looks.
There's a blueprint.
Hesitant.
There's a blueprint, and here's why he looks timid. He looks hesitant. People thought the blueprint in Denver was crowded line of scrimmage, stop the run, et cetera, et cetera. That ain't the blueprint. And I said this coming out of this game against the Saints. I said, if you notice, they just drop back a lot of players and rush forward and say, fine, try to run on me with your one-legged running back and your offensive line who's not really blocking it up well in the run game. I know you can't. You're going to get 4 yards, cloud of dust, 3 yards, cloud of dust. So what is going to happen during that? It's going to make you want to pass the ball. And you're going to have to pass the ball in a sea of players. And he even said this, and I said this prior to his press conference. My man's pressing. He's trying to make a 14-point play. I joke and say 14-point play, but he's trying to make a 14-point play on every single throw for no reason at all. And he said, I got to get back to being simple. I got to get back to just taking the plays and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you find him trying to chase this aggressiveness all game. And it's leading to poor decisions. It's leading to bad throws, which mostly come from the poor decisions. And then I can't really explain why we can't adjust to this style of defense playing against us, Mel. Teams are they're playing back, right? They're playing all this zone coverage. They're playing quarters. They're putting 7 or 8 guys in the passing lanes. Why are we not adjusting? Why are we relying on tight window throws down in, down out? He did great in tight window throws in New Orleans. It's terrible yesterday. Now, I haven't seen the All-22. I'm just basing this off of his decision-making yesterday, Mel. I did not like it. I thought it was extremely poor, and this is why I believed it was his worst game yesterday. A lot of people will say KC, or they might say Denver. I don't necessarily think those two were worse. I think yesterday was worse
his worst game.
because of decision-making.
That was his worst game.
Yeah, I thought it was his worst game. And
he was not under pressure.
No, offensive line played very well, man. Offensive line blocked well.
He was not under pressure yesterday. Yeah. He was not under pressure yesterday. He did not step. He's not stepping up in the pocket. He's not climbing the pocket. He's consistently going out the back of the pocket. That's where you're seeing a lot. Well, he's not getting sacked a lot, but some of those scramble plays. He's going out of the back of the pocket a lot. He's not climbing. He's coming off the first read almost like right away. Now, again, like you say, look, I'm no quarterback guru. Dak is 10 times the quarterback I'm even in my dreams. But just from what I'm seeing, from what everybody else is seeing, it's something. It's in his head. It's clearly mental.
I don't think it's physical at all, bro. A lot of people are saying, he hasn't been such and such since the injury. I think it's a coincidence. I don't think it's because of the injury. I think it's more mental. I think his mental game right now is broke. And he has to figure out a way to get it back going. And it's not going to happen schematically. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to have to bring it. He's going to have to climb out of this low part of the valley that he's in.
He's got to climb out of it. Yeah. He's got to climb out of it. Mm-hmm. If you've been an athlete, I've been an athlete. A lot of people on the chat been an athlete. There are times you suffer from confidence issues. There's times where things happen where you just start to suffer from confidence issues. Where sometimes it just starts to toilet ball. I know I've definitely suffered from confidence issues as an athlete. And right now, just from the outside looking in, it definitely feels like he's suffering from some sort of either confidence or some sort of something mental up there. There's something where it's not all clicking. But I have full confidence. I do have full confidence that he will climb out of it. I don't know how soon. I don't know if it's this year. I don't know. Just be honest, because we keep saying we can. Oh yeah, he's gonna come out of it. I just don't know when. I don't know when. Now I would love to feel like, hey, the New York Giants.
I'm about to say, I think next week. I said this in the Twitter space. And I think it was who was it? I think it was Tuck who said, it was kind of a metaphor when he was like, you get a headache, you take some medicine. Dallas has a headache right now. The medicine is the New York Giants, right? Like that defense shouldn't be able to hold up your offense or this passing game. So the Cowboys need a get-right game offensively. Dak needs a get-right game offensively. Sometimes you need to play the Division II team just to kind of get your juices going, and then you figure things out as you go. And I'm not disrespecting the Giants in the sense saying Division II, but in college, right, you go up against them cupcakes, and you kind of get your confidence.
The Giants are
horrible. I don't want anybody, and honestly, be real with you, I'm not breaking down the Giants, X's and O's this week, all like that. We'll talk about the Giants, but I'm not going to do this. The Giants are a terrible team. They're awful offensively. They're awful defensively right now. So, and again, they did play well against the Chiefs. So I'll give them that like 4 weeks ago. But this should be a get right game. If it's not, I think that the panic button. My finger is close to the panic button, but that's not. It's on the concern button right now. And I have full belief the offense will figure it out. I just think they need to do exactly that. Sit their asses down in the room, and I think Cooper said it in his press conference. We got to we got to sit down and talk about what the hell is going on.
Got to sit down and talk about what the hell is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Got to sit down and talk about, and it's got to be a collective, And
hold on real quick. I don't agree with Adrian. Adrian said the get right game was the Falcons. I don't think so. A get right game, to me, that was after a bad game. You got to think about it. Prior to the Denver game, the offense was balling. The Denver game we thought was an anomaly. Like, it's a mishap. That happens, right? It's a blip on the radar. A get-right game is when your offense or your defense or whatever is in a slump, and they need a get-right game to get back on track. That's what you hope this next game is, Adrian. That's what I mean by get-right game. The Denver game we thought was a blip on the radar. Came back, and they looked like who they were. I feel like your offense has been in a slump right now for, at the very least, 4 of the last 6 games or 3 of the last 5 games, the very least.
Yeah, and Atlanta basically had everything go wrong that could go wrong. So it was kind of that was kind of like a team get-right game, if you want to say that. But speaking specifically about number 4 and the offense, I would not say that about Atlanta.
No, that was a bounce back game. Yeah. That's what that was. They had a bounce back.
That was
Mel.
like an overall bounce back game. But I know you got other callers, man.
Yeah, my bad, bro.
Great show. Great show, man. All right, have a good one.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. My bad, y'all. Me and Mel, we talk off air a lot too about this Cowboy stuff. So we could tend to go. My apologies. Who else was in here? L. Gene, then Old Head. L. Gene, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Scott? Hey, y'all were talking about that Micah Parsons hold on that long ball to Gallup. LC was called for a hold.
That was
if they're going to call that, then they need to call that same hold on Micah Parsons because every time he gets blocked, he's blocked that same way.
Yep.
They horse collar tack. They put that arm right in that neck area, and that's the only way you can block him. So I was like, that's crazy. If they're going to call that on Mike, they're going to call that on LC.
I wish I could find
every
a
time
screenshot,
Micah
Gene.
brushes it.
I really, while you talking, I'm going to try to find it, bro, because it was so damn obvious. But anyway, go ahead, bro.
Oh, my goodness, man.
What's your thoughts?
I seen it, and I said the same thing. Well, all right, the first thing I wanted to say was about Dak. And I mentioned this on Law's show. Shout out to Law, by the way. That interception that he threw, it's the same play and the same pass he threw to CD in the New England game that hurt the calf. And ironically, the shot that they showed was behind the offense, so you seen it open up. Soon as he rolled out, I said, okay, hit him right then and there.
Yeah.
He could hit him off his back foot on the run. For some reason, Dak set his feet, and I was like, why did he set his feet? It gave that linebacker that split second to catch back up. I said, man, something is wrong with Dak's head, and I don't think it's health. I think it's mental dealing with the health. Like, okay, this is the same pass. If I torque my body the same way I torqued my body, if I torqued my body the same way that I did with that CD throw, the calf, I think it's mental. It is mental, but it's mental dealing with the health. And I also think that the coaching staff also is telling him to get down. to not run.
Well, we know the coaching staff is holding him back from running. But I don't see. This is why I don't think it's physical, because that's what you're saying. You're trying to put it in the mental box, but you're saying it's physical. I don't think physically he's worried about his leg, because we've seen him run, we've seen him throw on the run, we've seen him throw darts on the run, we've seen him be accurate in dropbacks. We've seen, even in the midst of this slump, we've seen it. I think the consistency issue is mental. We got to understand, he's made plays. He hasn't made them at a consistent level, and he hasn't made the normal plays at a consistent level like he was doing in the first 7 weeks. And that's where I think the mental part of the game is coming from, because I think he's pressing. I think teams are saying, throw the ball, and he's like, well, I got to make it count, and he's trying to make these big plays. For that interception, the throw was there right away. Once Schultz stops, Dak can't. If you wanted Dak to kind of keep rolling and then throw it across his body, that's a recipe for disaster. He had to kind of stop and plant his feet and make the throw. The problem was he didn't see Holcomb, which means he didn't read it right. That was a bad read, bad throw. He'll tell you all the way. I think we're all – you're not the only one that said this, Gene. I've heard somebody else say they believe that throw, I think it was Kevin Gray, was due to him holding up on his calf. I've literally seen him make a touchdown throw like that to Sean McEwen. So I don't know. What
bothered me about that was he seen it, and he pumped. That should have been a throw.
He pumped to Lamb for whatever reason. He pumped to Lamb, who wasn't even. I don't even think he was done with his route, and I think he should have just came right to Dalton Schultz. But even before that,
see, the pump to me should have been a throw. That should have been, if he, instead of him pumping, if he throws right there to Schultz is still running.
I don't.
Wide open on that play worked to perfection.
I don't disagree, but you're saying he did what he did because of his calf, and I disagree that it had anything to do with his calf. He just literally made a bad play.
And you know, it's something's just not right with him, man. And I don't know. And if you have you noticed too, it doesn't seem like he has control of the offense. In the beginning of the year, you would see Dak get up to the line and just
remember
out
that's part of communication, right? There seems to be some lack of and we saw it again yesterday, Gene. Again, we saw about 3 plays where the receivers here and Dak's throwing it there, or Dak's throwing it here and the receivers there, and they're coming back to each other like what? Maybe they need to, more practice reps or whatever, because they haven't been whole in a while. But communication issues continue to be a problem, especially on the road, right? It just keeps happening, and they got to figure this thing out before the season's over. Or we're going to be going into the playoffs talking about, well, man, if the defense dominates, we can get to the Super Bowl, which is crazy, because we thought we can get to the playoffs and our offense will be great. We just need our defense to be mid. The defense has the potential to be elite going into the playoffs. With the offense, we're just hoping not to turn the ball over, et cetera, et cetera. Crazy how that flipped.
On that defense too, what I said was I also seen Jerry Jones has his wet dream, man. He's got war daddies all over the field. And what I seen, what the one thing I'm thinking too is that they still got one more war daddy coming back. I believe Donovan Wilson is a war daddy, and he was a ball hawk for the last 2 seasons for the Cowboys. If you think about it, Donovan Wilson was the only one in that secondary that was actually causing turnovers at one point. I believe he's that same type of player that you get him on the field, and I believe he can be a force to that back end too.
I love D-Will, but I'm at this point with him. I'm not really counting on him because he just constantly gets hurt.
Hey, if he can give us 2 games down the stretch, I'm with it.
Let it be in the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm concerned about the offense, but the only thing that's causing me not to press the panic button is that we've seen it before.
Right.
If we hadn't seen it all season, then I would be like, oh, there's no fixing this. But we've seen this offense be unstoppable. And I think one of the things, too, that hurt this offense yesterday, no Tony Pollard. Zeke was not hurt. Zeke was hurt, man. He couldn't make those runs. And Clements, there was runs that he made that was 7 yards, 8-yard runs that Tony Pollard might house. I was like, man,
yeah,
Clements,
we missed
if
TP.
he makes one more cut, that's a wide open run. But TP got to get healthy, man. We got to get him. One of those guys got to get healthy. They either got to make a conscious effort and say, you know what, we're going to sit TP for 3 games or 2 games.
Zeke,
but somebody has to. Well, they have.
Zeke literally limped out off the field and then came back on 2 plays later. I don't really know what else to do, bro. I mean, we've talked about this for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it's been. He needs to sit down. I mean, he couldn't sit down last. I get it. Like, he couldn't sit down yesterday, no TP. All right, whatever. That's the problem you run into when you don't sit him down weeks prior. I'm going to keep saying this. What are you really gaining with him out there? Like, you know what I mean? That's no offense to him because he's hurt. I just don't really know. Is it pass protection? Are we going to continue to say, you know, Zeke is the greatest pass protector of all time? That's why you put him in there. I'm speaking tongue in cheek, but I think he needs to rest. And I'll talk about that the rest of it off air, bro, or off the phone.
I got you, bro. Hey, I appreciate you taking my call, Sky, man. I love what you do, man. Y'all take it easy, man, and y'all enjoy this win, Cowboy Nation. It's a win. Enjoy it, but next week, hey, we got to get back on track.
For sure. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in the post game, I said, you know, you kind of come on the post game show with a bad taste in your mouth because the way the game ended. So it was kind of hard to come on there with that energy, right? Because of what I do. Had I been at that game, though, had I been back up home just watching the games with my boys or something, man, I'd have had a whole entirely different vibe about the situation because it was a rivalry game. It was a big, important game, and I think we dominated them defensively, and we whooped on them for real. I mean, they got that pick 6 at the end and that bullcrap touchdown, but in the day, we crushed them. But L. Jean talked about Zeke. We can continue to beat that dead horse. Talked about missing Tony Pollard. I think that the real problem is the running game in general is just seems to be done. You know, I think it can bounce back, but it seems to be done. And we talked about this in the space yesterday. It becomes a lot easier to game plan against any team that cannot run the ball efficiently. I don't need you to run the ball. Y'all know me. We say this all the time. I don't need you to run the ball 35, 40 times at a high level. I just need you to be efficient enough that it's a threat. It is no longer a threat. Zeke is no longer a threat. TP can be a threat, but I think teams are looking at it like, all right, listen, if we can corral TP for 8 to 10 touches, we'll be good. He'll never get the ball 20 times, right? They'll never establish a run that way, with him at least. So if you're not going to have a threat offensively on the ground at all, it becomes easier to then game plan against you. So boom, you got that. Then you have a offensive scheme who, I, for whatever reason, is just not creative enough to combat not having a run game. It's not. There's no pre-snap motion like we talk about. There is play action. The play action came off of, the interception actually came off the play action. I don't know that there's enough of the play action or that there's enough of some creative play action. It's usually just kind of your basic shotgun, put the ball in Zeke's hand, pull it out, throw type thing. And then you have a quarterback who's not seeing it well either. So all these things just combined and thrown in this gumbo, it's a recipe, I don't want to say for disaster, but for inconsistent play. I truly believe it's not one thing. It's a multitude of things. And then when maybe one of those things are playing well, the other one's not. We can't get it all on the same page this last month and a half of the season. And it's frustrating, y'all. It's frustrating. I had O-Head up in here, then I believe Los. And then 717 in the building. Good morning, O-Head. Hello? Wait a minute. Mic check, you there?
Good morning, Mr. Skywalker. I just borrowed his phone for a minute to say I wanted to thank all you boys for talking about glory hole and to get everybody on the wagon. And give me the phone back, you jerk.
That's pretty.
Okay, here we go.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I've been practicing that all weekend for you, and then I totally blew everything I was going to do for you. But
no, that was
good.
The
two things that, first of all, I'm not worried about the defense. I'm not worried about getting Donovan back. I think the more playing time Hooker gets, the better we'll be.
I ain't counting on that.
I think our safeties have solidified the defense from the backside, and then moving forward, I think our front seven is gradually, even with LDE starting to play well. And of course, you don't need to say anything else about Micah because
I don't know what else
he
to say.
was back 30 yards on that one play and almost got a pick. He almost got another pick. He just needs. I sent you a message yesterday that said, "Hey, I wonder if we can bring Stickum back because AB dropped 2, Micah dropped 2, Curse, yeah." And, I mean, I know you can't have it all. Of course, I'm greedy where it comes to defense. I want them all because you never know when you're going to get another chance. But, all the picks you can get. God bless Randy Gregory. I was tickled to death when I saw that happen yesterday where he blocked it and then caught his own deflection. But, you can't afford to drop those, and that's what we need to get back to is having some ball drills because
Hey, O'Head, you being a little bit hard, brother. They had 3 turnovers yesterday, man.
I'm not being hard. I'm just saying we need to get back to practicing those drills.
Bro, they had 4 interceptions last week. Interceptions ain't the problem.
But last week was last week. This week's this week. And, hey, don't sleep on the Giants because I don't care if they're the worst team in the league. When they come up against the Cowboys, it's a different story. NFC versus NFC East, it's just like Washington. It may not be a good team. Yesterday we had a pretty good team, but the Eagles, we still got to play them. We got to play Washington in 2 weeks. NFC East versus NFC East is always going to be a rivalry. It's going to be a grudge match, and these guys don't like each other, and especially with everything that's happened with Jason Garrett up there. Don't sleep on the Giants. It may be a practice game, but it's certainly not a scrimmage. And then the real test is in 2 weeks. I'm sorry, not 2 weeks. But we still got Arizona. And personally, I would like to go into the playoffs at 13-4. And I know that's looking way down the line, but you never know what's going to happen to Green Bay and
Green Bay's a problem.
Else.
Green Bay's a problem. Bay. The best team in the NFC.
Well, I don't know. Green Bay against Tampa right now, I think it's a pick 'em. If they ran each other, if they went with each other. But my thing is, first of all, let's get on the offense. I have a newfound respect for LC. You touch my quarterback, I'm going to kick your ass. I don't care if somebody throws me out of the game and fines me $50,000. I'm pretty sure Mr. Jones is going to pay that anyway because he saw. And what you said about the hit, it wasn't the hit; it was the roll because the kid was trying to roll up on his legs. It looked like he was because he didn't have to keep rolling like that, and he was going after Dak's legs. No questions about it. Somebody, I think Micah, came off the side, off the bench, and pushed the kid back.
No, that was Zeke.
Around. Who was it?
Zeke.
It was somebody with a 1 on his.
I'm telling you, it was Zeke.
Okay, I'm sorry. That you're right. It may have been Zeke. I thought it was Micah, but anyway, he pushed him back and then turned around and bam, LC was right there in his face to tell him what for. So, I have a newfound respect for Mr. Collins because, it's not that a lineman is not always going to protect his quarterback, but that crap yesterday, the quarterback guru, I can't remember his name, but whoever works with him to get their memory back, their muscle memory and their throwing motion and stuff, Zeke's, all of his mechanics are screwed up.
I mean Dak.
And that's one problem. I'm sorry, Dak. Yeah, thank you. Just keep correcting me and we'll get through this. Again, I don't want to go back a couple of weeks and start harping on receivers, but let me give you 2 examples. You remember the one throw that was high to Gallup? Gallup went way up and tipped it, and I think Amari was right behind him and almost was able to pick it up off the ground before it hit. He was like right behind him, 3 or 4 yards.
It's a tight window throw that they're going to force you to make. Yeah.
And Gallup almost made a tip drill out of it for Washington. But then the other play, if you go back and look at the Holcomb pick 6, where he was throwing to the guy behind Holcomb when he threw the ball on a line instead of lofting it over his head. There was another receiver.
He didn't see him.
There was another receiver like 4 yards to our guys left coming off the sideline. 2 receivers in the same area twice. And I'm not sure if that's a receiving problem or they were just trying to help Dak out, make something happen. But those 2 guys being too close in same proximity.
Let me help you out. Oh, hit. Take a breath. Take a breath. Let me help you out.
I'm just saying.
I know. Hold on. I'm helping you out. Let me help you out. Relax.
Trying to get in. Go ahead. Go.
Yeah.
Go,
thank you.
talk.
Thank you. You're right. There has been moments where, for whatever reason, this offensive scheme has put players in the same area. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's miscommunication or what. And the play that the real play that I thought was an issue that this kind of came up was when I think it was Michael Gallup made a ridiculous sideline catch, right? That Dak threw. But if you looked, I think it was CD Lamb who was literally like 2 yards away from him. And I'm saying in my head, why the hell do we have 2 wide receivers 2 yards within each other on the sideline? I don't have the all 22. All we got is broadcast, but you're absolutely right. Same thing happened against the Saints. You had CD Lamb literally right behind, who was it, Schultz on the trick play or whatever. And I'm saying to myself, what's going on? These guys are in the same vicinity. Why is our scheme doing this?
Right.
So, yeah, you're right. That's a good eye. That's a good catch. I noticed the same thing.
Well, I've seen, it's not unusual to have 2 crossing patterns where one guy is shallow and one guy is deep.
Yeah, it's a high-low, but these boys is like 2 yards.
But it's not within 2 or 3 yards of each other.
Right.
It's more like 15 to where he can make his choice. But anyway, the one I'm talking about, I think Gallup went way up and was able to tip a ball, but he wasn't able to come down.
Yeah,
with
that was
it.
Another one.
And somebody was right behind him. It was in the middle of the field, and that's what clued me into, why are you guys in the same area? And then it almost happened again, but Holcomb, kind of interrupted it on the pick 6. But we do need – I'm going back to my old guy from Palestine, Adrian Peterson. And I know, Seattle picked him up. In closing, very quickly, they're trying to help with the running backs on the cheap, because if they're going to bring somebody in to help spell Zeke and spell Pollard, they need to do it with somebody besides Clements. Corey is a good guy. He's good attitude. Ito Smith, I don't know a thing about, but I know that there are good backs out there who are wanting to come to Dallas. And by the way, Patrick Peterson's already put the word out on defense that he would like to come to Dallas and finish his contract, and, from Minnesota. So anyway, just a thought there. People are starting to want to come here and play like they did back in the 90s, where they started picking up people like Rodney Peete and, people like that.
I'll tell you this.
Anyway, that's all speculation.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson, I love AP Old I do, and that's because
he still got his wheels.
I know he don't.
Still got his wheels.
That's the problem with AP.
He's still healthy.
Listen, bro, he got hurt he got hurt last game. I think he pulled something. He's old. It is what it is with AP, and I love him.
Hey,
but he ain't gonna
nice
save
to us
me.
old people, bro. You youngsters don't have all the answers, but right now you got most of them, and it's your show, so I'm gonna let you go. I'll holler out. I'll keep listening. I'm gonna keep talking to the folks on the channel because we're having fun. Hi, Charlene. How you doing, darling? Anyway,
I'm trying to find
out
who's out there.
And have a great day, and we're gonna get things going. I couldn't get too fired up today to get radical. I'll save that for Thursday or Friday if it's okay with you.
Hey man, whenever you want, bro. We here. Appreciate you, dog.
You have a great day. Tony, be careful on the road, man. We'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
He got me curious now. I'm actually going over here and seeing who is available, because I can't really get too many words in, but I don't know how many running backs are on the waiver wire here or what have you. So it looks like Todd Gurley's available. Yeah, he's washed up. Not really seeing. Is Todd Gurley even available? AP got hurt. I know that for a fact. Frank Gore is out there boxing. Le'Veon Bell. That'd be an interesting name. I say all this to say, you are stuck with what you have at running back, right? You thought you had 2 good backs, at least a third one who got hurt in the offseason. I don't think there's anything you can do. I don't think Adrian Peterson is going to be some magical elixir. I don't think Le'Veon Bell is going to be some magical elixir. Your running game is what it is right now. And even if you do bring in a Le'Veon Bell, they're going to run the ball to Zeke. This problem stems from them wanting to put the ball in a one-legged man's hands 15 to 20 times a game. Part of the problem, not the whole problem. Part of the problem. And then your offensive line is still not collectively just dominating on the ground. And then your scheme is not really going to do anything to help that offensive line. So it's just, again, just a gumbo pot of problems, in my opinion, on the offensive side of the ball for both the passing game and the running game. My bad, Trey. Who I say was next? I think it was Los. What's up, Los?
What up, Sky? God bless. God bless. How about them Cowboys, man? Hey.
Love it.
Ohid didn't say it. Ohid didn't say it, but damn it, we're back to being damn Cowboys.
Oh, yeah. I definitely took the dropout. Forgot to put it in. Damn it.
Yeah, man. Hey, with the 12th pick, redraft Micah Parsons, man. What a steal, man. This kid is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Like, he's unblockable, Sky. If you put him one-on-one, the only thing holding him back is the refs not calling the holding. I don't know how many holdings them refs did not call on Micah. Like,
I mean, I'm not trying to exaggerate, but I truly believe it's at least 5 a game.
It's crazy, like crazy. And this man is a game changer, period. I mean, there's one game he could have won ourselves, but, you know, that's here and there. But he's just a game changer, man. There's no contest for Rookie of the Year, you know. So now it's all to contention of Defensive Player of the Year. T.J. Watt's missing time. Myles Garrett. I mean, have you seen how the Browns are lately? I don't know.
In what way? What do you mean?
Like, you know, if have they been good lately? And lately, I don't know. They haven't been clicking on
the whole year. They've been very mid.
So, I mean, Micah might be it, man. He's going to – if we ever hit on one person, this makes up for the Taco Charlton pick, man. This makes up for it. I don't know who was in that office that said, now, Jerry Jones, there's this kid named Micah who's always wanted to been a Cowboy. You know, he's unbelievable. You should give him a look.
Well, they got lucky. Yeah. They were going to take a corner. And fortunately, and no offense to Pat Surtain, I mean, he's balling. He's going to be on the all-rookie team this year too. But Micah Parsons is not just an all-rookie. He is in the running for being the best defensive player in the league today. That's phenomenal.
Exactly. And let's give a shout-out to the whole defense for being the defense they can be, man.
Oh, yeah.
Micah said it best. They can be unblockable. Like, they make plays on football. And you got to give Dan Quinn his props, man. That same philosophy –
See, I gotta put your name in here, Vach. This says Kavachi.
Go ahead.
No, I'm talking about. I didn't know Vach was in here. Hold on, I'm about to put Vach up here. I gotta change his damn name. All right, go ahead, man. In closing,
the same philosophy from Seattle. He brings it from Dallas. So you use everyone to their strength, you know. So you got to give Dan Quinn his credit. He uses Micah as a chess piece, as a queen. He puts that man everywhere and everywhere to make plays. And then we got to fix Kellen and Dak. Better go on that film study and hit them that study room.
A retreat. All them boys need to go on a retreat. Kumbaya.
Go ahead.
No, I'm messing around. I said they need to go on a retreat. Kumbaya. But look, Los, I got to get going, bro. I got to get Vach in here, man.
All right, peace.
All right, brother. Hey, Vach, man, listen. That's why I need the chat to remind me, bro. I saw Kavachi.
Bro, I would never do you like this. I would never do you like this. Bro, listen, man. How do you not save my number?
Bro,
how do you not save my number? How do you not
prioritize me every 3 months?
That's crazy, man. Listen, man. First and foremost, I learned something about me yesterday, right?
That's right.
And I'm man enough to say this, bro. I love making excuses. Because, look, I don't play and I don't coach. This is for my viewing pleasure. My only responsibility is to lead my audience. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's not my job necessarily to be poo when we winning damn ball games, Skywalker Steel. I've learned what my job is. My job is to talk people off the ledge, Skywalker Steel. And if the Super Bowl was played in 15 weeks, we'd be in decent, bro. Boy, look, if next week was the damn championship game, Skywalker Steel, we'll be in deep shit. People want me to hop on this thing, right, on this thing of ours that we built. They want me to hop on this thing and say Dak Prescott is horrible. They want me to hop on this thing and say our offense is terrible. Let me tell you something. Like Kellen Moore playing quarterback is horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like Jacksonville Jaguars offense, they're terrible. What we are, Sky, is we're hiccuping, we're not finishing, and we're making simple mistakes. See, there's big mistakes and there's big problems and small problems. A big problem is, shit, Dak hurt for the week. He's hurt for the year. That's a big problem. A small problem is, okay, we drove this entire drive and it ended in the field goal. How do I fix this? Or I didn't see Cole Holcomb crossing the field. How do I fix this? Every problem that we have is fixable. I know it's been a while, but this is what we got to learn as Cowboy fans. We haven't done this in a long time, Scott. We got to learn how to deal with adversity as we're winning. You understand? Yeah. Patriots fans been doing this shit for a decade. They know how this works. They know how it is to be winning. Then they have seven funny-looking games in a row that they win. You know what I'm saying? And then out of nowhere, in the middle of December, they start whooping ass again. That's what Cowboys are doing right now, Skywalker Steel. But as Cowboy fans, which is why I don't really blame them very much, Cowboy fans never had this before. We either winning or we losing. Rarely have we been winning and we run into adversity. If you look at the past 5 Super Bowl winners, November and early December is bad for them. And probably why? Look at us, guys. I hear you typing over there.
2-0 in Dallas. Or 2-0
probably
in
why,
December.
those guys. Probably why is because when you're the best teams throw their best shit at you. They throw their best look at you. They give you your best effort. That sounds like an excuse, but I've come to grips that I love making excuses now, Skywalker Steel. But check this out, though, bro. Like I said, if this shit was over with at week 15, we'd be in some deep shit. But we got the Giants to figure this out. We have the damn Washington team again to figure this out. We got a heavyweight fight with the Cardinals, then the goofy-ass Eagles. We have time. And the best shit about it is when you have an offense, like offense needs continuity. Offense is all about details and timing and concentration and loving each other and being on the same page. We got a defense that's elite now. I didn't stutter, my guy. We have a defense that's top tier that can win you a Super Bowl. All you got to do is be healthy, run and whoop ass on defense. Neville Gallimore running through the middle of people on his first day back to school. He making Leighton Vander Esch. Leighton Vander Esch look like a gangster again. His first day back.
Neville had the outfit laid out on the bed last night, didn't he?
That motherfucker sprayed cologne on his shirt the night before. He had his shoes ready. He cleaned up them Air Force Ones with a damn toothbrush.
He slept in his outfit.
Oh, look! That motherfucker got a damn hand-me-down. Tyron Smith remember his first day of school. Look! Tyron Smith walked up to Neville and said, "I remember my first day. This damn knee pad that I wore on my elbow, I rocked this on my first day of school. Now it's yours." And Neville Gallimore put that damn knee pad on his elbow and smoked the shit out of these people.
Sure did.
Hey man, let me tell you something. That front seven ready, dog. I'm not gonna keep cutting you off like old head and shit. My bad, old head. But bro, let me tell you something, dog. This front seven ready. Look, I am offensive guy. I hate watching defense. I love the X's and O's. I'm a nerd on offense. This defense fun to watch, bro. Yeah. I was wrong about Micah Parsons. I apologize. But look, Skywalker Steel, we all was wrong. Your ass was wrong too. Let me tell you why. Because you thought you thought Micah Parsons was gonna be great. Nah, motherfucker, you wrong. He's amazing. He's amazing. Like, even the fucking Cowboys had a role. They picked him, but you don't trade back away from Micah Parsons.
Hell no.
I don't care who you thought the Eagles was going to get. Oh, my goodness. Go ahead, man. I'm talking to you, man. My bad. I'm excited with Cowboy Monday, man. My bad.
I'm just ad-libbing.
You go, man. Go ahead.
I'm just ad-libbing, Voch, man. You keep going, bro.
You got it.
No, when you calling, I let you roll, man. I let you roll.
I'm going to say this in closing, man. Cowboy fans, you cannot be walking around like you have a losing ball club. We 9-4 and we only getting better. We 9-4, and we only getting better. And I challenge everybody in the chat box right now to do your research. Look up that Bucks team. Look up that Chiefs team. Look up them Patriots teams. Look up the Eagles team when they was winning the Super Bowl. Look at what they November and early December look like. Teams get pissed off and they try to smoke you this time of year. We're going through a period. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
This is why I said at the top of my show, I had to surround myself around my peoples, right, from back home, or my peoples that are fans of opposing teams. Because what happens when you're in this world of what we do, we're so focused on specific things that we forget opposing teams and fans don't give a damn about your 17 different offensive alignments. Opposing team fans don't give a damn about your quarterback and your team being bad on third down percentage. All they care about is win or loss, right? And we just played our division rival. So I had to put myself around those people again to remind myself and my fandom that, God damn it, we just beat the Washington football politicians and we whooped their ass. So I'm going to be happy about that. And then we'll argue and figure out things amongst ourselves in Cowboys Nation like a family does. But I'm not going to let the things we got to fix and figure out deter me from the fact that the Cowboys are 9-4 and sitting at first place in the division. So you can forget about me coming on here being mad. I'm just saying.
One last thing, man. In 1992, going on 93, the Cowboys in November got their ass smoked by the Washington football team. They was the red people at the time, but they got their ass beat the fuck down. You want to know why nobody cares? Because the Cowboys want to win the Super Bowl that year. I'll holler at you, Skywalker. You have a good one, my guy.
My boy. Appreciate you, Voch. Make sure y'all check out all Voch's stuff. I don't really got to, y'all know Voch. Voch Lombardi, YouTube, Patreon too. And seriously, look into his Patreons when he goes back and watches the games. I believe all 22. He breaks down the entire game, about an hour or so long, but they're worth it because you get a chance to see some of the things I don't bring on here all the time. I bring all 22 on here, but I don't bring the entire game. So check out my bro, my friend, my good bro, Voch Lombardi. That's why we can jab at each other like that. I got you saved though now, Voch. You know, bro won't call and check on me every 3 months and get mad when I don't save his name. You saved now, bro. And you got to see these damn lines. I mean, sheesh, you buried in these dang on things. But anyway, man, Voch always brings good word, good energy. And he right. I mean, spot the hell on. We do as a fan base have to learn how to deal with adversity in the midst of winning, right? Like, we weren't winning in November, but right now we're 2-0 in December. And you can kind of forget that because of the way the offense is playing, right? But your team is 2-0. Have a chance to sweep the division. Next week, they have a chance to be 3-0 and technically win the division. If the Cowboys beat the Giants next week and the Washington football politician people lose, Cowboys are your division winners. So that is where we are at right now, man. That is where we are at. Love the energy Voch bring, bro. Now you got to say all that. Somebody said in the chat. Now you got to say all that again today, Voch, later on your show. You know that, right? Let's get my guy North of the Star in the building. What's up, North?
Not much, guy. I don't even really know what to do now. I don't know how you follow up.
You can't follow Voch, man. So you might as well just forget that he even called, unless you're going to add on to what he had to say.
Yeah, same thing. I'm not panicking about the offense. They just got to figure it out. That's Kellen Moore's a great OC. Mike McCarthy's a good head coach. They're offensive guys. They got to get with Dak, and they got to figure it out. We've played good this year, so it's not like we've never seen this team play good.
Right.
Weird, like we just went through that schedule stretch, all weird. COVID, this offensive line coach. It was all a mess. So They got, like Archie's saying, the schedule's ahead of them. They got the time to turn it around. The real point, and like I just said last week, I don't know if they're going to call it the Bermuda Triangle. Voch deemed it end game. That was a preview of end game yesterday. And to me, that's playoff football. It's going to be ugly. Like, the offense is not just going to be go in the playoffs and score 30, 40. It's going to be ugly. But now you got the defense, and you got like you can't even like. I'm happy because I want to say like Randy Gregory, Law, and Parsons have the chance to be their game changers. They can make, but Diggs can be a game changer. He showed that. Chris has made game changers. So like you have people that can make plays on this defense. That's going to be huge.
The thing is, you have game changers, 3 of them in the front 7. And I'm not gonna bite my tongue anymore. This is a championship level front seven, which means, in my opinion, you have a championship level defense because you got guys in the backfield who also make plays, right? Trayvon Diggs is a playmaker. J-Ron Curse is a playmaker. I think Hooker is playing well. Your cornerbacks are not liabilities. So I definitely think you have a defense that can help you win a Super Bowl. You definitely have a front seven that can do it. But Randy Gregory, Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence have all made game-changing plays, it seems like, every game that they've played. Now, granted, they haven't played all games together all the time, but week one, DeMarcus Lawrence, strip fumble, right? He fumbles the ball, we get the ball back, go down and score some points. The game yesterday, Randy Gregory, all over the place. DeMarcus Lawrence, sack. Last week against the Saints, they took away a sack fumble, in my opinion, from with the Taysom Hill thing. It was the same exact situation that happened with Kyle Allen. His hands coming forward, the ball was already loose, but nonetheless, DeMarcus Lawrence is making a play. So you got championship-level players on that front seven, which means to me you got a championship-level D.
Yeah, exactly. And like Vosh was saying, everyone was wrong about Parsons. And just to be honest, is there a reason he wasn't the first? Like, looking back, he would be the first non-QB off the board, hands down, right? So that was just everyone got it wrong. And
the league got it. The league got it wrong because I said this, I think, in the Twitter space. The league got it wrong because, one, they boxed him into a position. They said he's a linebacker and linebackers don't get selected, yada, 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 even though Devin White went top 5. I digress on that part. The second one was the media. The media ran the firestorm that he was a bad person, and I felt like I had a hose trying to put these things out. I'm like, dude, he made bad mistakes as a young college kid. If we had all of our college problems put out there in the space, we'd all be like this, kind of embarrassed of what we did in college. But, so he got put out in the media as this bad person, this awful human being. I heard somebody who's a Cowboy fan call him a piece of shit human being. And I took that personally a little bit because I'm like, no, he's not. He's a really good kid. But nonetheless, you had those combinations of things, and then you had the quarterbacks. Quarterbacks get valued, as they should, very high, but there was no way in hell you could tell me 5 quarterbacks were better than Micah Parsons. But that's why he fell the way he fell.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you were saying, keep him at linebacker. And for those who haven't heard Vosh, you go listen to Vosh. He said you have the first Micah Parsons, right? So, and now if you think about this game, this NFL, it goes in waves. And the wave right now is that Pat Mahomes, Allen, it's all QBs that can move and make throws outside the pocket. And right now you got Parsons at linebacker who spies and attacks when they roll out the pocket. That is like your equalization for those quarterbacks. Like that's why he is so huge. He is the first Micah Parsons, and he's creating the answer to what this next wave of QBs is. And that's who you're going to play in the playoffs. So that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, it is playoff defense. And like we said with D-Law and Gregory, their plays happen. It's like third, fourth, like it's not like these 4-second, 5-second shots. It's like mess up the play. That's
That and
so that's why I'm happy.
And I think it was Micah Parsons who said that you got Trayvon Diggs and those guys back there that are making the quarterbacks hold the ball for that extra second or two to get home. I just don't think it's humanly possible to block these 5 guys when they're on the field for 5 seconds. You're going to have to get the ball out in 2.5, 3 seconds.
Yeah, and we never heard anything, but I just think Trayvon Diggs yesterday, watching him move, if you watch him move the other games, I know the foot, they said it was nothing. It never was on the injury report. You can't tell me it's the same. One of the games ago, he looked like stuck in the mud a little bit. Yesterday, he was moving real good.
I'm about to say, Diggs? I thought Diggs was locked. He locked Terry up. Scary Terry. He locked him up.
No. Yesterday, he looked different. If you, like, for Oakland and that rough stretch, like, after he hit his foot, it never came on the injury report, but if you watch, he looked a little sluggy. Like, it just didn't look the same. Yesterday, he looked very smooth in his breaks and everything. He liked it before.
Yeah, I think Diggs is fine.
Yeah. No, I have no worries. Like I said, I'm excited. We got the ahead of us to get right. I've been saying it. Cardinals is that test, and let's go. We're gonna see what happens.
Indeed, man. I appreciate you. No, yep. Tom Downey, there goes Tom. Super chat. With the $5 donation. Thank you, brother. He says talent has never been the question on Dallas. The big question: can Dallas maximize their talent to live up to expectations? We're overdue for a run. Indeed. Oh yeah, that's the other part. I mean, but then again, opt out. I thought that too. I thought opt out players were going to get kind of pushed down, but I think a lot of opt out players got drafted pretty high. Let's go back into the phone lines. My guy Marcus, bro. What's up, Marcus? And then Reek.
What's going on, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. Let me just, I'm going to drop 3 points, man. You know I like to do my 3 points. It's going to be offense first. It's going to be defense second. Then I'm going to give you your quote for the day.
Quote for the day.
Quote for the day. Now, let's go ahead and get started with the offense, namely Dak, because, he's the big bad wolf when it comes to these Cowboy fans. I'm officially no longer a Cowboy fan, and I am a Cowboy supporter because I have common sense. I use logic. I use reasoning, and I always want to provide context. And I think, Cowboy Nation, we need to have a schism. And if you don't know what a schism is a split. On one side, we need to leave the fans where they are. On the other side, you come with me and Sky and Vach.
Might be they're outside. They're outside my place right now, doing some yard work. They might have did something out there. Just give me a thumbs up. I don't even know if they're still there in the chat. Yeah, 1 second, bro. Yeah, usually I would get somebody commenting back. Can I get a thumbs up in the chat if we good? Okay, I think we're back now. All right. Usually I would get somebody comment. All right, go ahead, bro.
All right, bro. So like I was saying, man, we need to have a schism. You know what I'm saying? Dropping a nice little word nugget. A schism, if you don't know what it is, Cowboy Nation, a schism is a split. And we need to split. One side are going to be the Cowboy fans, short for fanatics.
Yep.
On the right side, it's going to be, guys like myself, Botch, Sky, Okoye, the crew who actually use context and that don't argue with emotions. Even in their fandom, they always provide context.
It's tough.
And the prime example I'm going to use, Brother Sky, is this Dak is trash or Dak is not top 10. He's not top 15. He's not top 20. And every time I get questions like that, and they say, oh, he's not top 20, I said, name the 19 quarterbacks better than Dak Prescott right now. When they say he's not top 15, I said, name the 14 quarterbacks that are better than Dak Prescott right now. When they say he's not top 10, I said, give me the 9 quarterbacks that are better than Dak Prescott right now. And they can never answer that question. So, again, leave those fanatics to the left, the supporters to the right.
I'd urge you to not even get into ranking debates with him, with those people, because those people will never – it is what it is. That's why I like to use the term franchise quarterback. The ranking thing kind of became a fun thing to talk about in the offseason because of the contract, but Dak Prescott is a franchise quarterback you can win a Super Bowl with without a doubt. And when the one that I hate is when people say, well, can he carry a team? I mean, this is a tiring argument. No quarterback by himself wins a goddamn Super Bowl. I mean, how are we this dense to even believe this?
It's the ultimate team sports guy. Yeah. And let me drop this next because I want to give context like you do, like all my other good brothers do, all my other fellow supporters. If he's so trash, Dak right now is on pace, even with him playing the way that he is, on pace for 4,400 yards passing, 30 to 35 touchdowns thrown, and less turnovers than games played. Because right now, 14 weeks into the season, he only has 10 interceptions. He only has 2 games where he had multiple turnovers. Only 2. We just saw it yesterday and against Kansas City. But no, we don't want to talk about that. See, the fanatics don't want to talk about that because see, when you give them that context, that's when they get quiet. So I'm done defending my quarterback. I'm done defending my quarterback. I'm done with that. Okay, defense. This defense in totality, all I'm going to say is one word: synergy. Everybody's feeding off everybody. I'm going to highlight one play. I don't think people really realize the scope of it. Neville Gallimore picked up another grown man and told another grown man to hold that grown man. He picked up a center, a starting center in this league, and dropped him in his quarterback's lap and injured both of them on the same play. Have you ever seen that in a game where one player injures 2 people on one play? They carted off the center, and the quarterback limped to the sideline because they did not have a cart for him. Have you ever seen anything like that?
maybe from like a LT or Reggie White, one of those type of guys who just blows through 3-4 people and hurts a couple of them at the same time.
I have been watching football since 1990, Scott. I have never seen that anywhere, and I've seen multiple Hall of Famers on defense. I've never seen one person injure 2 people on one play. I've never seen that before. And when I saw that, it really took the air out of the sails of the Washington movie extras, because that's what I call them. I call them the Washington football movie extras. It took the wind out of their sails. So even though they got that pick 6, let's talk about the turnovers, right? Because I said I was done with Dak. Let's talk about the turnovers. That first pick that he threw to Collins, I can say that was on Dak. But let's talk about that second interception, because, again, context. Scramble drill, right? If you see your quarterback scrambling to his right and you're looking at your quarterback scrambling to the right and you're running a route, the scramble drill says you go in the direction that your quarterback is going. You don't stop running, because the moment Dalton Schultz stopped running,
Yeah, he could have helped him out there, yeah.
Cole Holcomb went right in front of him, and when Dak released the ball, Cole Holcomb was right in front of him. And he had an additional defender in his face. So when it comes to scramble drills, the purpose of the scramble drill is that you give your quarterback an opportunity to continue to see you. When you stop moving, he can no longer see you if he has a defender in his face, directly in his face. So that second interception, Dalton Schultz. I'll leave it at that. Now, I'm going to say this. My quote of the day, Cowboy Nation, Sky, my brother. The quote is, fate loves the fearless. Fate loves the fearless. So if you're a Cowboys fan, you're full of fear. That's why you can crap on your team every time they win, lose, go, tie. It doesn't matter what they do. You will always bitch, moan, and complain. Us supporters, we have no fear. So fate is going to always be on our side. This team is starting to gel at the right moment. Think about all the times the offense had to save the defense by scoring 40 points a game. Remember those 35-point games that we put up and still lost, those 30-point games that we still lost. We finally have a defense for a change that has saved our struggling offense. If you don't think that we're not going to figure it out on offense, you are sadly and sorely mistaken. I'm going to say that quote one more time, Sky. Fate loves the fearless. Do you want to be on the fanatic side, who's full of fear, or you want to be on the supporting side that's fearless?
Hey.
I'm going to get back into these streets, man, get my hustle on. But again, you know what I always say, God has what all over you, bro? What does he have all over you?
Got his hands.
He got his hands all over you, bro. You keep pushing. You keep thriving. I see you still growing. Just keep doing what you're doing, because you're on the right track.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you as always, Marcus.
Hey, man. Salute, bro.
Marcus be coming in here with the preaching, man. I love it. The word he used, though, was synergy. That kind of stuck with me on the defensive side of the ball. If you listen to Neville, he talked about how everybody was eating, and I wanted to get a part of that. He talked about, or I think Micah talked about how everybody got a part of the game, making big plays and things like that. And it's absolutely true. There is a synergy to this defense where everyone is feeding off of each other, and I think it starts with Dan Quinn. I think Dan Quinn has these boys just playing at a different level, and again, I mean, I know he has his hiccups. He's not a perfect defensive coordinator by any stretch of the imagination. But now this is year 3 of him being just a defensive coordinator, and I think he's showing that he needs to be put in that category of those defensive coordinators that you named, the Todd Bowles, et cetera, et cetera. Dan Quinn is in that category, in my opinion. Excuse me. But I do disagree with Marcus about the interception. There is context to it, no doubt about it. Guy was in his face, things like that. Dalton Schultz definitely should have probably kept going. But I thought he was open way sooner. And Dak Prescott, I thought that should have been his first read. It looked like he was trying to pump fake and get cute CeeDee Lamb to move. I don't know who, because all the pump fake is going to do is move with Holcomb over there. But I think he was trying to pump fake to get the defender off his feet so he can get more room or what have you to run. It didn't work out, but I thought that was on Dak. All right, so I'm going to get Reek, and then I got to jump into my bad, y'all completely forgot to have our cookout. So, Reek, I'm going to get him on the phone, and then we're going to get into our cookout, man. What's up, Reek?
Yeah, what's up, Sky, man? What's going on, Cowboy Nation?
Oh, you sound gloom, man. You sound gloom.
Nah, I'm cool, man. I'm cool, man. My thing is like this, Sky, man. We can't be all the way hard on Dak, but Dak does need to clean it up a little bit better. And the offense needs to clean it up too, because I'm not satisfied with. I'm glad that we scored a touchdown in the red zone yesterday. You know, I like that part, but at the same time, we gotta have some consistency, man. Because when this playoff start, the field goals ain't gonna win it. We gotta be able to get in that end zone, man. And like, to me, I'm gonna keep saying it, man, until I don't see it no more. Kellen Moore is getting too goddamn cute when we get within the 20. And I'm not feeling that shit. Excuse my French, I'm not feeling
good.
that.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Like, he's doing college football crap, and that junk don't work all the time, man. Like, I understand he's trying to be creative and, you know, stuff like that. But when you get down within that 20, you got to have certain plays that you're like, yo, I know we're gonna be able to score off this. And if we're not gonna score, we're gonna come damn near close to scoring. I don't like the fact that we don't have that many attempts that we don't throw the ball into the end zone. You know what I mean? We throwing the ball in front of the end zone, or always looking for somebody to break a tackle, stuff like that, or that throwing balls over people's heads. You know what I mean? Things like that. My whole thing is like, I look at the Green Bays, I look at these other teams. You know what I mean? And I see when they in certain parts on the field, they got certain plays that they run. You know what I mean? Certain ways to get people open. Even if it doesn't work, it still look good drawn up as a play out there. Sometimes I feel like this dude just running these dudes straight up the damn field all the time. I don't see that many cuts or nothing like that. You know what I mean? It's like he has to be, to me, I feel like Kellen Moore has to be more creative, man.
Yeah, we're beating a dead horse with that, right? We've been saying that for I don't know how long in regards to Kellen Moore. But your red zone issues they're real. They're 1-5, I think, yesterday in the red zone. They're not. I don't think Dak has been great in the red zone, and I don't think we were running the ball good in the red zone. And that's really where your run game needs to step up. You need to get easy opportunities to score in the red zone. We're barely getting to the goal line, right? We're getting to about the 15, 20, and we're stalling out because we're trying to throw from there. Where usually a good running team can, okay, 1st and 10 at the 17, first down, you get about 7 yards, or if you get 10 yards or whatever. Now you're goal to goal, but we're not getting those goal to goal opportunities. And then when we do, I don't understand why we don't use Dak's legs more. If you want to get your quarterback in the rhythm down there, use his damn legs, man. Get him on a move. Let him do a read option and score a touchdown with his feet or something. But yeah, it's tough to throw in the red zone when you're at the 17-yard line and it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 8, or you're at the 12-yard line and it's 3rd and goal because you had a penalty or you had a loss of yards, and now you got 8 defenders floating around. That's hard to do. That's why red zone defense or red zone offense, you see the numbers, they shrink the further you get down the field because it's harder because there's no extra field. And we don't really have a fallback. I love what Brian Broaddus said. Broaddus said that Kellen Moore is a collector of plays. He doesn't really have a go-to. And I think that is excellently put, because what is Kellen Moore's go-to scheme or go-to play, or not just play, but series of players or go-to thing? Is it the stretch run? Is it the toss play? It's nothing. It's a collection of plays that he has to put together at the right time to hit. There really doesn't seem to be a scheme, and I think that's where it can be a problem. When your scheme is, you tell me what to do, and I'll do it. That's the scheme.
Yeah.
That adaptation that we saw at halftime in the first half of the season doesn't seem to be there. It's very Linehan-ish now. It's very, okay, we're just going to do this. This is what we do, which is you come out with 7 in the box, we're going to run it. You come out with 8 in the box, we're going to throw it. I mean, if that's all we're going to do, and we're going to play a numbers game the entire rest of the way, it is so easy to defend that type of offense. Now the players, which we have great players, have to overcome not having a scheme to help them out. And at some damn point, man, you're going to have all that come together. And I'm not really seeing it all come together.
Yeah, and that's my thing. I'm not seeing it come together like it should, because they finally did the one thing I kept saying, like, damn, why is he not calling these type of plays? Putting CD in the backfield, let this dude run a route out the backfield. You know, it worked. That's what I'm telling you, I've been saying it for the longest. Like, you got to do this dude. If he's your playmaker, one of your playmakers besides Pollard on that offense, you got to find ways to get these dudes the ball off the rip, because it opens everything up. You know what I mean? Because you can't just rely on Coop to open everything up all the time. You got to allow C.D. Lamb to open things up, too, because once this dude get the ball in his hand, he's like a running back coming at you.
I will say this.
A lot of dudes don't want to tackle him.
We've been asking for that for a while, and I will give him credit for that. He did get C.D. Lamb the ball early and often in this game, so I appreciate that. They try to do it with the screens, and ladies and gentlemen, this team is not a good screen team. I understand they may have been correct calls due to the way that they were playing with the off coverage, but if you're bad at something, why do you continue to do something you're bad at? This team sucks at screens. Point blank, period. Yeah. Your offensive linemen they're not clicking and getting out. Your tight end is god awful in space blocking. Schultz is terrible in space blocking. The dude spaces out, literally. So, you know, if you're not good at something, why do you keep banging your head against the wall at it? That's baffling to me. We did that 4 times, and to me, what pissed me off, 3rd and 5, and I think a 3rd and 6, and I think it was another one, 3rd and 7. Why are we acting like, you know, Dak Prescott is out there with Cedric Wilson and out there with Isaiah Stanback, you know, and out there with these guys? He's out there with 3 top wide receiver and weapons. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. What the hell you need a screen for? What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? Mm-hmm. So, you know, I can't put my hand on it.
Another thing too, can somebody quick
Last thing,
go ahead and tell Cedric Wilson that he's no damn Tyreek Hill and quit running the damn ball backwards on kickoffs and punts. I'm tired of that junk with him, man. Bruh, stick and move. Get what you can get. Quit running back like you about to juke somebody or outrun somebody. You all right, but you ain't that damn fast, man. Yeah. And you know, that's my thing. It's like we gotta this offense. You know,
Final thing, bro.
Young Lion, the young Lion that's my dude right there, man. But I'm gonna keep him 100, man. We just got to get it right on offense, because the defense they really made me feel like they gonna do their job.
Yeah.
It's just the offense, and they gotta compliment the defense, man, because the defense gonna get tired if we keep doing 3 and outs and these field goals, man. That's all I got to say. We gotta get them points on the board. We need to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
All right. Peace, Scott.
Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, that's one thing I didn't bring up in this. They were better on 3rd down in this game, which law of averages, right? You're not going to always be terrible forever on 3rd down. You're not always going to be great on 3rd down, but they were better on 3rd down in this game. But in the red zone, they were awful. I think 1 for 5. 1 for 5. Special K brought up, what's up, Special K? I didn't see you in here, but you brought up the 12 personnel with Jarwin and Schultz and having success with it earlier in the season. Y'all know me. I stand for Jarwin. Absolutely stand for him. He's not the guy that I thought he was going to be this year, which was tight end 1. That's Dalton Schultz. But I do think not having him to go down the seams definitely hurts, because if you go look at the passing chart, there really is not much action in that seam area, and I thought that was a susceptible place to win in this game, because I saw it happen against them a couple weeks ago. So, you know, not having him sucks, but I tell you what also sucked yesterday in regards to 12 personnel, because I do believe in Sean McKeon. I think Sean McKeon can do some things for you. He was out yesterday. So they were down to Jeremy Sprinkle, who ain't it, and is it Ian Murphy Bunting? Not Ian Murphy Bunting. I think it is Ian Bunting, though. Some practice squad tight end. So they really couldn't run 12 personnel and be able to pass and run out of it respectively. I think the 12 personnel package earlier in the season was heavy due to not having your weapons. make no mistake about it, Kellen Moore is a 11 personnel guy. And when you think about it, when you got a Zeke, you got a Tony Pollard who's healthy, that is the best personnel grouping to go to, because now you have to pick and choose your poison, and you can, how do you want it? I haven't been able to play that. Pisses me off. I haven't been able to play how do you want it, because this run game is gone. There's only one way we can give it to you. But I would like to see what's up with Sean McKeon next week and see if he's available and get him more involved. I think Sean McKeon, I'm not going to put the cart before the horse, but Sean McKeon is going to make this coaching staff make a decision with one of these tight ends next year. And I've been saying this. I said this on the round table. I'll say it again. Thank you, Dalton Schultz. I'm not spending what your market is probably going to be to bring you back. I don't think you're that kind of tight end. I still believe he's a product of the system. He's not a feature in it. With that said, it's been a while, y'all. It's been a long time coming. A long time coming since we could have some type of cookout celebration. And yes, I know it escaped us, and we're kind of in this doom and gloom right now. Let's get back to some of what was good about this game yesterday at this damn on cookout. So get your plates, go get your drink. Somebody bring the Uno cards. Somebody bring the spades table. Set that up. Offense, y'all can chill though. You guys go in there. You guys clean up the house. You make sure everything is straight. This ain't for y'all. This ain't for y'all. This for the defense. Yeah, this for the defense. We got a victory cookout for the D today, y'all. And sitting at the head of the table is one Micah Parsons. I mean, what more can we say? Defensive Player of the Year, one of the front runners in my opinion. 2 sacks yesterday, tackle for loss, 2 quarterback hits. Continues to elevate his teammates. I think it was Marcus who talked about synergy. I think that synergy comes from this man. And way back in time. No, way back after he was drafted, I said, I think Micah is going to be the type of player that everybody around him is going to want to play harder for. Because they see this young man out there having fun and producing and like I said, having fun in doing so. If you a player, if you play sports, you want to get in on that action. You know how that feels. So Micah Parsons, head of the table. Hey, Randy, welcome back, fella. Welcome back, brother. We missed you. Randy Gregory continues to show why he was considered a top 5 talent coming out of the draft. The only reason why he didn't, because, smoked weed every day. Had some issues he was going through and things like that, and that dropped him, and fortunately we were able to get him. But Randy Gregory, at the top of my list to re-sign. By hook or crook, bring this guy back. He had a sack yesterday, a forced fumble, an interception. He's only the second player in Cowboys history, according to the Cowboys PR, to have that stat line. The last player to do it was in 2002 against the Washington football team. That's right. Bing bong. I love that he does that now. If you don't know what that is, just Google Bing bong. It'll lead you to New York Knicks. I'll just say that. Randy Gregory at the big grown folk, big mama table. DeMarcus Lawrence. There is a sector of people in this Cowboys nation that want to get rid of this man, and I cannot fathom why. DeMarcus Lawrence continues to just be what he is, one of the best defensive ends in the league. You can say he's not the best pass rusher. You can say he's not the best defensive end. I don't give a damn. What he is he is a factor on the field. Since returning, he has 12 quarterback pressures and a sack. By the way, it's only 2 games. 2 tackles for loss yesterday, 2 quarterback hits. And against New Orleans, he had a couple quarterback hits, and in my opinion, should have been a sack, fumble. They robbed him of that. So DeMarcus Lawrence, you're at the grown folk table for the first time this year with your boy Randy and with your boy Micah. And then I have to give a shout out to Dorrance Armstrong. Maybe one of the guys that got slept on coming out of this game, even though he scored a touchdown. But when you got Parsons doing what Parsons does, when you got Randy Gregory, looking crazy out there, you got D-Law just harassing the quarterback, you forget that Dorrance Armstrong was balling yesterday. He had the forced fumble, or he had the fumble recovery, ran it back for a touchdown, but he also had 6 tackles, which led the team, 2 pressures and 2 stops on the day. This is without a doubt Dorrance Armstrong career year. I don't know that he's going to get paid a crazy amount of money, but he'll likely be out of Cowboys price range because Steven. But I wish nothing but the best for Dorrance after this year. I think he deserves whatever he gets. He's having a really good year. Iceberg Q said Quinn's on the grill. Absolutely. Jeremy said, Jerry's like I told y'all. You right. Jerry Jones was pounding the table for Dorrance Armstrong. So that is my grown folk table at the cookout. There's other people invited, right? There's other people invited. Let's talk about LVE. He invited to the cookout. But I got Gregory Parsons, Armstrong, D-Law at my table, man. Y'all can give me a couple who y'all think should be at the grown folk table, and I'll read through some of those. But those are mine. Gregory Parsons, Armstrong, D-Law. For as well as LVE played, I don't think he deserved to be at the table, but he definitely invited to the cookout. Because there was some points in time where I ain't even want him at the cookout, fam. Jeffrey said J-Ron Curse. I think J-Ron Curse co-led the team in tackles. So J-Ron Curse, Neville Gallimore. Yes. Neville Gallimore is somebody's Spades partner, right? Neville, welcome back, big fella. You got yourself a sack, had a tackle, flashed. Yeah, this defensive line crazy. Steve Gumby says Diggs. Yeah, Diggs pretty much locked up Scary Terry. And they gave up that. Hey, listen, I ain't even mad at Trayvon for that, bro. We're going to do. He got mossed. Hell of a play by Sims. Should have never counted. But, yeah, Diggs locked up Scary Terry. We got J. Lou had a forced fumble. Yeah, I'll give y'all that. J. Lou definitely had a forced fumble, so you can bring him there. Jeremy says Hooker, Malik Hooker. It feels like just the defense, man. Just everybody, come on. Come on to the whole defense, just come to the cookout. The offense, stay at home. All right, man. DJ, you've been on hold for a minute, man. Let me get you in here. What's up, DJ?
Hey, what's up, Scott? How you doing today, brother?
I'm good, man.
The conference has been locked.
There we go. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Oh, man, it's a good day. I enjoyed that victory yesterday because it was different, right? It was different from what we're usually seeing because for the first time, and I want to say at least a decade, I was more excited about the defense going out on the field than I was the offense all of yesterday's game. I wanted to see what more they could do and what more could be done, how much more they could impress me as they played. And, we've been waiting all year for Tank, Micah, and Randy Gregory to be out on the field at the same time to see what would happen. And yesterday we found out. You know what I mean? So, last time we talked, I mentioned this could be a potential to have a top 3 defense. Well, it's here now. You know what I mean? Now, I don't think they'll be top 3 for the season because it's coming to fruition too late. But if they play as consistent as they did yesterday, it's a top 3 defense.
Yeah, I think the collection of talent is showing its ass. I don't know in the Dak era, definitely the Dak era. Tony era has some good talented defenses, but in the Dak era, I don't think there's been a collective of talent like this on the defensive side of the ball. And now you're pairing it with a really damn good defensive coordinator. So you got the Jimmys and Joes, you got the X's and O's, and this damn sure might be a top 3 defense heading into the playoffs.
Man, and the question I wanted to ask you is, the offense at 100% capacity like it was through the first 7 weeks versus the defense that we saw yesterday, who do you think comes out on top?
That's a fun question. That's a fantasy fun question. The first 7 weeks of the offense versus the defense. That's now. I will go D. Here's why. I feel like front 7, no matter who you are, man, if the front 7 can harass you, that's going to make it difficult for you on the offense side of the ball.
Yep. And that was my thing. Because Segway Jones here, basically what I'm looking at is Dak. And I know this is a big, and I mean no disrespect when I say that. And, I love Dak, and he's the guy, and he'll be fine. Everything's going to be great with Dak. He just got to get, but he has the yips right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's jumping through his progressions too quick. His feet are too hot. He has happy feet, and he's jumping around his feet. Therefore, it messes up his technique and all that. Like, he's just not being consistent with just reading the defense and making the right decision like he was earlier on.
He's losing his patience.
There's just not enough patience, which is an easy thing to fix in theory, right? It's easy to say because we know exactly what the problem is, so address it. But the problem is when you get in real time, actually following through with that. So, like I said, it's not a big problem, but it is something that needs to be handled.
Yeah, that's a good point you point out. Vosh pointed out as well that you kind of got to tell yourself there isn't big issues that is hampering the quarterback or really the offense. Like, I don't think these things are non-correctable things. In regards to the quarterback, though, I think it's in his head. He just got to get out of his head and trust. I said this last week. By hook or crook, trust your offensive line. You got your guys back now. Now you may not with Tyron, we'll see. But trust your offensive line. Just stay in there or step up, deliver it. Trust your receivers. Trust your legs. Just trust yourself, man. I feel like he had a great amount of confidence in his team and in himself prior to him getting hurt, and then he came back, and I feel like he's just pressing, like, I got to make up for something. You don't, bro. Just stay within the scheme. If the scheme is even doing anything, but stay within the play. Take what they give you and live to fight another day. You could see this past week, he was checking it down, like, immediately. On 3rd and 5 or something, I think he threw a couple check downs to Zeke, and then there was some design plays and one hit, though, in the beginning of the game when they were running man. One hit to Zeke on a wheel route. Great play design. They never went back to that type of man defense unless they blitzed. So they were playing zone. So you kind of got to be more patient, and I think he lost his patience, and he even said it. I got to be more simple. I'm doing too much right now, and he is, and it's costing him and the team.
Yep, absolutely. And the last thing that I'll leave is that there's phases with the season, just like there's phases in the game. And with most Super Bowl teams, like, there's some that just come out, they're Super Bowl favorites week 1, and then they just play that out. But most Super Bowl teams, what happens is that right about, like Watch was saying, just to kind of build on that, is that right about this point of the season, just like after halftime, teams make adjustments. They know how to attack you now. They've seen everything that works and everything that doesn't work against you. And I think that goes to Dak and that goes to Kellen as far as not making the adjustments necessary, because the adjustments that you normally make, they already know that's coming as well. So they're like, okay, this is right about the time of the game that they do this. So they're ready for that from jump. So you're going out there expecting a certain thing for it to look a certain way, and it's not there, and then they don't know what to do. And that's what I've seen, is that right about that adjustment point is when the game falls apart, because the first phase of the game, in the first part of the season, really, they were just running off talent. We were more talented than people, and it was a functional, acceptable scheme, so therefore it worked. But now we're into that point where the coaching, because the NFL is one of the few leagues in the world where the talent is super close. Like the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Arizona Cardinals or the Kansas City Chiefs are not that far apart.
Yeah,
right?
the league.
Talent-wise, if you get it schematically, if you have a better scheme than the other team has, you're more likely to win the game. But early on in the season, it's more just based off of talent, because they don't know what you're going to do. But once they know what you're going to do, they plan for that and they scheme for that. And I think that's what's happening right now, is that the teams know what our first punch is going to be, and then they know what our second and counter punches are going to be, and they're already ready for that. So we're in that phase where we're figuring that out and figuring out how to beat and just slip that counter punch, and we'll be good to go.
Coaching matters. I mean, that's what that comes down to.
Yeah.
We've been saying that forever. Coaching absolutely matters. But the saying is, this is an 8-8 league, and no longer 16 games. But that's the saying. It's 8-8 league, and what that means is the talent discrepancy is not very big from team to team. However, the Dallas is definitely, I mean, they have a crap ton of talent, but like you said, it doesn't really matter how much I shouldn't say it doesn't matter. That's too strong. You can have as much talent as possible. In a game where it is 11 players on the field that have to work in conjunction, if you could find a way to pierce through, because every team has a crack in their armor, every team. If you could find a way to keep pounding at that crack, no matter if it's schematically, if it's a player, whatever it is, you can make it difficult for said team. That's why, a lot of these games come down. I think Coach said 50% of games come down to the last couple possessions or the last possession or whatever, because it's the league, so you're absolutely right. And now we just have to see not only, the coaches adapt, but the players as well. And I think one of the things that Dak needs to adapt to is, okay, if we're not going to change things up drastically, then I need to be more patient. I think he's doing the opposite. I think he's trying to do too much, and he's putting himself in harm's way.
Yeah, he just keeps speeding it up, and now he has no time to make a decision. But I'll let you go, brother. It's 10:30. I know you're trying to get out of here.
Great call, DJ. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I got to get to Doc. Let me get Doc up in here in 706. What's up, Doc?
Good morning, Skywalker. It is such a blessed day to be back with you.
Hey, man, appreciate you, man. It definitely has, man. How you doing?
It is a blessed Victory Monday. So Cowboy Nation, calm down. Enjoy the ride, please.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I've been listening to you this morning, and there are some beautiful things that you've been saying to the people. I mean, you hitting the nail on the head all day this morning. Okay,
I appreciate it.
That's one thing that I need to add to that, though. Our offense coordinator, please stop calling those boys mistake calls, man. All you got to do is go back and look at some of our offensive schematics, and you can see a lot of Boise State influences in it. They picking up on it now as we going forward into the season, and Dak is not reading the field like normal. He does have happy feet. He want to get it out of his hand. He got two high safeties, and everything underneath is cloudy. He need to be a little bit more patient, just like you said, and trust the offensive line. That's our issue offensively. That's my opinion.
I like
the defense killing. Go ahead.
No, I'm going to say a saying that my basketball coach used to tell me. I think it was my 7th grade coach or something. I can't remember. But it pertains to this in regards to Kellen Moore, man. Dribble with a purpose. And I think I said that before. I feel like, again, there's just really no purpose, rhyme, or reason to some of the things we see in the midst of these games or even in the first 15, right? I feel like the first 15 have not really been that crisp. But we finally did get into some sort of a flow to open the game yesterday. But when I say dribble with a purpose, I mean all the razzle-dazzle, whatever. That's not dribbling with a purpose. That's trying to do all this cute stuff because you know why? He's not doing anything off of it. What have we seen off of the fake pitch wildcat thing? Nothing. What have we seen off of the jet sweep? Nothing. We haven't. What have we seen off of the? What did he do where he had Dak do a fake pitch to somebody and then shovel? That is the cute stuff that gets on my damn nerves inside the 20. And to me, Kellen, that shows me A, you don't believe in your offense inside the 20. B, your boys are soft down there. And I don't think Zeke is soft. I don't think Tyron, Zach, and those boys are soft. Collins is soft. I don't think that at all. But that's a soft mentality when you get to the 10-yard line and you got to do a fake pitch out. And what are we? We're not the Chiefs. The Chiefs do that. I say, all right, I get it. They're a finesse squad. The Dallas Cowboys do all this cute stuff in the 10-yard line. I'm saying why? I thought we were this physical. We want to be a physical bunch. Why? So dribble with a purpose, Kellen. I don't feel like that's what we're doing with the scheme, and I would like to see us to kind of get back to that.
Well, dribble with a purpose in order to score.
To score,
because that is the name of the game. Yes, you cannot win unless you score more than the other team. Okay? And kicking field goals in the red zone makes no sense to me. I'm not saying every chance you get, go for it on 4th down. I'm not saying that. But we need to be more distinct. I mean, where's the run? I mean, I know he's powerful, but we need to do something. Run on the edges.
Something needs to happen. I'm reading the chats here, man, and a lot of y'all are right. I feel like if you get into the playoffs, and I'll say threat. I love to use this word, threat of a run game. If you don't have a threat of a run game, if you can't find some efficiency in the run game, it is really going to be hard to get to where you want to go. So they got 4 games to figure this thing out, to find a way to be efficient with a hobbled Zeke and what seems to be a kind of inconsistent run-blocking offensive line and an inconsistent run scheme. They got to find some efficiency, because y'all are right here in the chat, man. If there is no run game, especially if you got to go to Green Bay, especially if you got to go on the road wherever you got to go, you're talking about battling uphill.
Exactly. And I think that's a little bit too much pressure to be putting on Dak, that's coming off an injury.
Any quarterback.
And having a very long, I'm just saying, having a very long season after being out all last year. So that's,
Sure.
I mean, he's pushing it right now. He's pushing it, especially with a hobble right leg when you throw off of that leg that you plan on all the time. So I know we have a lot in the bag right now, but pressure is on us to come through. This is our stretch. And I don't want to hold you too long. Go ahead.
Appreciate you, Doc. Go ahead.
I just say I didn't want to hold you long because I know this is the end of the show, but I had to touch base, which has been a minute, and I want to thank you guys. My family and I had the most beautiful time with the Cowboy Nation and you guys that we've had ever on my birthday.
Man, that was a fun day. That was a fun day, man. Texas Live be lit down there in that live arena, don't it?
Yes, Lord. and if you haven't been there, and if you guys haven't been there, Cowboy Nation, you are missing it. Trust me. I will be back.
Appreciate you, Doc, man.
You have a blessed day, and don't forget to play our song before you get out of here.
I don't even have it loaded up because of the way things been going the last month and a half, but I'm going to load it up. I'm going to load it up for you.
Yes, sir.
All right,
y'all
bro.
have a good one now. Peace.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, man, you guys are making some good points here about the ground game. You know, they need to find this, man. They have to find a way to get this thing back going, to be efficient, because I do think while the plays are not embedded within the run game like, say, the Washington football team is, right? There's a lot of passing plays embedded in their east-west pre-snap stuff and play-action stuff. The threat needs to be there. Without the threat, I said this for the last 3 weeks. Why am I scared of Zeke? For who? For what? For why? I'm not loading the box. I'm not. Denver did, and it worked because at that point in time, we weren't thinking Ezekiel Elliott's not the same. But at this point, if I'm a coach, I'm just going to say, hey, man, until y'all beat me on the ground, I'm going to make you throw this rock 40 times a game into a sea of 7 or 8 guys in the backfield, which means that your Q is going to have to make tight window throws all game, and I'm just waiting for him to make a mistake. One mistake, and I could change the tide of the game, and that happened last week. It happened. Well, for no reason. We could have just ran the ball and ran the clock out, but yeah, I digress. Tom wants to put Connor Williams back in. Yeah, I can't wait. When I'm done here, I'm going to go back and watch and see how Lyle did. And tomorrow we'll review. I'll probably have it up. We'll review some of the plays that I see from the offense and then get us back in good spirits. We'll look at some of the defense. But 7:06, close us out, man. Then I'll get into the chat.
Hello?
7:06, you are live.
What's going on?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. I'm my first time caller.
Oh, okay. Welcome to the show, man.
I'll be watching you, bro. You do a great job. I just got 3 things.
Gotcha.
3 things first. Coaching.
Sure.
Offense and defense. Let's start with the coaching. Mike McCarthy. I'm an old head. I'm a 40+ year fan. I've seen every Super Bowl they've played in. So this is what I see. Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore. Mike McCarthy needs to take over from the play caller in the second half. What do you think?
I think something like that is a drastic move. I do think Mike McCarthy may need to come to Kellen Moore and try to figure out how to get this offense back, but I don't know if him calling plays, I feel like that's drastic and tough to do.
What I'm saying is McCarthy has the experience.
You're right.
These type of things.
You're absolutely right.
He had the experience. He needs to say, hey, Kellen, down, we need to do this. And with that, it's still 100%. He looks, when he made that run on that last drive, he looks gimpy. You understand what I'm saying?
I think he looked good.
He's lumbering.
I think
he's lumbering.
Dak has always been a lumbering runner, though. Dak has never been fleet of foot. He's always been a power runner that needs to get ahead of steam.
Just like he's lumbering, and you know Zeke is mixed up, and Pollard they're mixed up. When I watched the game, I was watching the game yesterday, and I was seeing some stuff. Kellen Moore, he's calling college plays. He's calling it in. They'll get it on first down. They get 2 or 3 yards. They go to the huddle. Why don't you just call some plays in the huddle and just do it no huddle rush. When they're in that 2-minute offense, they flow better. You ever notice that?
Yes, I have that down written here. Tempo. I would love to see them get into the tempo offense a little bit more.
We flow better, and it flows better when it comes to we had no red zone answer. We get in the red zone. I noticed that. Like you said yesterday, run the ball 1 yard on second down. You throw the ball, and then
now we have third and 8 from the 17-yard line. 3rd and 8 from the 12. You know, that's not how you. That's where the run game really is missing. It's when you get into that, what I call the green zone, which is around that 30 to 25-yard line. If you don't have a run game that could spring you 10 to 15 yards or 7-8 yard pops, and then you can get favorable goal-to-goal situations, it's a problem. In between the 20s, Dak can move. We move the ball between the 20s. You know that we've seen them do that, but the red zone issues are.
We had a best offense between the 20s.
I don't know.
20 to 20, we had a best offense.
Yeah. They got to figure it out, bro. They got to figure out the red zone, man, for sure.
Yeah. And the offense can run. He don't touch that. And the offensive line, what game was that they shuffled the offensive line? And when it's against New Orleans, shuffle the offensive line, and you don't do that. It didn't look right.
Yeah. It's going to be more shuffling.
It didn't look right.
In fact, let me go look and see.
I think it was New Orleans. They shuffled the offensive line in.
No, it's Kansas. It was the Raiders game. They were in and out. Boy, you're going to see more shuffling.
To me, that's poor coaching. They go back to coaching again. And people, fans don't realize it. The COVID and the injuries caught up with the Cowboys. It finally did. It caught up with because it caught up. That's what it is. And the defense looked great yesterday. They got their horses back.
Sure.
When the defense, you get your horses back in defense. The only thing I'll tell you about the
in closing.
Dig needs to work on his technique. He has poor technique.
Who?
He does. Diggs. Trayvon Diggs has poor technique. You know, I watched him. I saw Everson Walls play. I saw Deion play. They got better technique than he does. If you work on his technique, he shuts whole side of the field out.
You worried about Diggs?
They don't throw to him. He got beat because they won't throw him to his side. He get lost. He's not. They're throwing his side. He's there, and they can catch it.
Okay, sir. I'm not worried about Trayvon Diggs. He shut down Scary Terry. I don't know what technique issues you're talking about.
He did, but he on the offseason, if he get that move he got beat, they got moved. They can beat him on. He
didn't get. See, I think people have this. They don't understand. No offense to you. I'm just saying that is not beat. That is an out and up. Diggs did the right technique, got his hips flipped, turned around, ran with the man, had his eyes to the ball, and was in position to make a pick. Just an amazing play by the wide receiver in the end zone. Diggs, why we're worried about Diggs today?
I'm talking about that New England game where he got caught looking, and the safety was out of position, and if that one on him, that was on the safety.
Sure, but one final question: are you worried about Diggs?
Yeah, well, I love him. Great. I love him. He's the best cornerback they had since Deion.
But you worried about him?
Oh, nothing. No, he worked on his technique a little bit more, and he really be on. I'm not worried about him.
Okay, I was confused there. I thought you was concerned about Trayvon Diggs, and Trayvon Diggs has been playing phenomenal ball this year.
He's a great corner. The Cowboys stole him.
He's a second-year player. He still absolutely is developing as a player. There's no doubt about that. I just thought you were saying he was an issue yesterday, so I was confused. But hey, dog.
He did. He was on a mission, but he got some things he can work on. I'm saying that, but that's a little. I love him. I like his attitude. He's go get him, and Parsons, Micah Parsons. Oh my God.
Yeah, man. Hey, I got to get going though, man. But I appreciate the call, good brother. Micah Parsons is a beast.
Hey, beast. Lawrence Taylor 2.0. That's all I'm gonna say.
I love it. Hey, appreciate the call, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. So thanks, man. So I went to go check up on Tyron Smith, our fan base, and the first thing that pops up when I'm looking for Tyron Smith to see if I can get an update, whoever this person is, Tyron Smith is washed up. Below the heavens, I saw you in there saying certain things about, but I don't even know, man. That's why I like to talk. That's why I really appreciate the folks who tune into this channel, right? Because y'all know me, I'm not going to go far left, far right. We're going to figure this thing out and talk real. Tyron Smith washed up is not real. I'm sorry I let that get to me. It just bugs me because this type of stuff does get circulated. Sure, is he injury prone? Absolutely, we understand that. Yesterday had nothing to do with Tyron Smith being A, washed, or B, injury prone. He got rolled up on. What do you want him to do? Goodness gracious, man. Come on, y'all. Relax. Let me get back into the chat, man. What y'all talking about, man? Hey, Doug said, leave my cousin Tyron alone. It's one thing to have questions about Tyron Smith's health long term, but it had nothing to do with him being injury prone yesterday. He got rolled up. Tom Downey said, didn't the turf shut down Scary Terry? The turf? What are you saying there, brother? I'm not sure what you're saying, but if you're trying to say that Diggs did not get in Scary Terry's, no, I'm gonna say that, get in his grill yesterday, I think you might want to go back and watch, man. And that was just a broadcast view they were showing. I'm gonna go check it out here on the bird's eye view. But they showed like 5 or 6 plays of Diggs running with Scary Terry and in his just locking him up. So I don't think the turf shut down Scary Terry. I think Trayvon Diggs shut down Scary Terry. Excuse me, y'all. But I go back and watch. Y'all so wrong in this chat. TC said Tyron's still playing at a Pro Bowl level. Absolutely, man. He's an all-pro. When Tyron Smith has been on the field, aside from that glitch, he's been an all-pro. Shane said, I complain about this all the time with the casuals. They want to get rid of players. That's something that we got to battle with as creators or what have you. I can't always give that attention to stuff like that. It's silly. Blow said, I can't with some of these people, man. They act like we're 4-9. As doing what I do have to address both sides. I get the people who are all doom and gloom, talk it through. I get the people sometimes who are too far left, like nothing is wrong. But you can be in. It's okay to be in the middle. It's okay to be happy that your team is showing some improvements defensively. They're 9-4, chance to win division, home playoff game. You get in the tournament, something special can happen. But you can also say there's things that we need to improve. That if they don't improve, you will not get to the ultimate goal, right? That's fair. Mr. Jab said, we want Dallas. Yeah, that was fun. Washington. I wish I was at that game. Fresh said, AB needs to be on that jugs machine. He has no hands. None whatsoever in regards to yesterday. He dropped about 3 picks yesterday. But nonetheless, he was in position, played good. He played good. He's talking about when Terry hit the ground super hard. Oh, so you're saying... Okay, that was the end of it. Unless Stevie Mack is just playing. But he's saying when Terry hit the ground super hard and the ball got knocked out because of it. Well, I don't think Trayvon was even over there. I'd have to go back and look at the play. But I think it was Hooker and I want to say KZ or somebody that it was I think the play was breaking down. My man scrambled out. He got open, airballed it, and got rocked. He mossed somebody. Great catch. It had a concussion, never came back in. But prior to that, Scary Terry was blanketed. He got nothing. Zero. Nada. I don't even got a catch. Flo says 3-0 division. Absolutely. LFNC Sports Show says we need to run more 21 personnel. Here's the problem. LFNC. Jarwin's gone, so boom. You throw in, who was the guy that wasn't McKeon, I don't think. It was Sprinkle, I think, was your guy for a while until McKeon came back. Sprinkle's not really going to be a threat much in that 12 personnel. In fact, he's been kind of in regards to blocking. I want to see more 12 with Sean McKeon. He was out yesterday. Couldn't do anything about that. But I wonder if 12 personnel could be an elixir to your running game problems. But I still think 11 is your best bet. I do. I think having 11 personnel is your best bet if you have a threat of a running game, right? Like if you want to run 11 all day and you just cannot take advantage of the empty boxes, then you're going to have a long day. And we're not doing it. So Blake Jarwin out for the season. It doesn't sound good. I'm not really counting on him to be back. I think Coach said something last week of the sense of, hey, we'll revisit Blake Jarwin. We'll reevaluate him. He seems to be okay in the sense of in spirits and whatnot, but nothing sounded like he was a for sure fire comeback. And if he does, maybe it won't be until the playoffs. Which, again, getting Blake Jarwin back in the playoffs, great. That's great. But I don't know that I'm counting on Blake. Just like I'm really not counting on Donovan Wilson. If he comes back, cool. He's going to give you 2 games. And this dude just keeps getting hurt, man. I love that. Cowboys are 8-1 in the NFC. Now, context, right? They haven't really played the top NFC teams that you're going to play in the playoffs. But nonetheless, they are taking care of their conference. Don't want to put the cart or the cart before the horse. The Cardinals game is the most important game for me coming up on this schedule in regards to seeing where your team is at, because that's a team you might have to play, or that's a caliber of team you're going to have to play in the playoffs. So when we get there, we'll talk about it. With that said, I think we're good here. I want to see if there are any more questions. Chandra said, Lyle needs to play guard if we want to win a Super Bowl. If you think Lyle moving to guard is going to solve your problems, you're wrong. If they put him there, cool. That ain't going to solve your problems. I'll tell you that right now. You know what I mean? Your running back has a gimpy leg, one gimpy leg. Lyle Collins can't clear the entire defense for you. Lyle Collins not calling the offensive plays. If they put him at left guard, that's great. But Lyle Collins is not your solution, in my opinion. Do I think Washington still wants Dallas? Of course not. But they'll get another shot at home. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. They'll get another shot. Doug thinks that Jarwin went on permanent IR. I believe he's back on IR. He was on COVID, came off of that one, back on IR. I don't think there really is a permanent IR no more unless it's a season-ending injury, and I don't think they're there just quite yet. Robbie's worried about Pollard. Foot injuries always worry me, man. But hey, look at our guy, DeMarcus Lawrence, came back from broken foot, and he's playing like a Pro Bowler again. So we'll see. We'll see, man. Jeremy said we're putting up 40 next time we see Washington. Honestly, to keep it a beam, prior to that Cardinals game, I'm really interested to see how we respond to Washington again, because they're not going to change what they do. They're going to come out and they're going to play your quarters defense. They're going to play that zone. Can we adapt to it in such a short span? I would like to see it. So maybe I'm putting the cart before the horse thinking about Arizona. I want to see them come back with Washington coming to Dallas and see how they respond. That'd be nice. But all right, y'all, I'm going to hit this button, get up out of here. Usually the day after the shows are long shows because we got to get it all out. Get it all out. Tomorrow, after further review, I'll hop into the lab today, talk about what I saw, show y'all what I saw, see if we can figure out what the hell happened offensively. Seriously, man. Make sure y'all tune in tonight, A to Z Sports Primetime, Mauricio Rodriguez, and check out atozsports.com/Dallas for all your Cowboys needs. I'm out. Love y'all. Peace. Shout out to Stevie Matt, the mod god. Appreciate all the donations too. Callers, y'all were bomb today.
I want me some glory hole.